Oh yeah? This is just like a long...
Wayne Brooksby now takes advantage of a slip from Pete. Brooksby towards the edge of the area, cuts in field, takes a shot from distance. It's there! Wayne Brooksby with the left boot hits the bottom right-hand corner, and the former Ferriby man comes back to haunt the side that he once played for.
Well, good afternoon and welcome here to Guiseley AFC Radio here at the EBB Stadium in Aldershot for this afternoon's Vanarama National game between Aldershot and the Lions. Both teams at the wrong end of the Vanarama National and hoping to get 3 points to boost the safety hopes as they go into Christmas. But it's been a good season for Guiseley so far and we're in a decent run of form, so feeling optimistic as we travel down here. Good mild day for football here, ridiculously mild for the time of year, and a good scene for a good game of football, we hope, this afternoon. We're going to be bringing you live commentary here via Guiseley AFC Radio. You can tweet us at Guiseley Radio, and we'll be bringing you all of the action here this afternoon from the EBB Stadium. Stick with us.
Brooksby now on the edge of the 18-yard box, comes charging in, plays the ball across the face of goal. Into the back of the net, and it's Adam Boys who has scored Guiseley's third. The Lions are in dreamland this evening.
Yeah, good afternoon and welcome here to the EBB Stadium in Aldershot, where we are looking forward to a Vanarama national encounter between two sides desperate for the 3 points, certainly looking to pull away from that bottom four and continue to keep clear of the relegation places. I'm Colin Robertson. Alongside me this afternoon is our southern correspondent, Sandy Beeson. Welcome, Sandy.
Yeah, thank you very much, Colin. Good to be here in Aldershot. Yeah.
That's okay. I'm just gesticulating at you to keep your microphone nice and directly to your mouth so we can hear you. We also are blessed to have the presence of Adi Towers up here in the press box.
What's he saying?
I'm saying hello, Adi. I'm saying hello and welcome to the... Hello.
Hello.
Good afternoon. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you, Colin.
Good, great. Well, we'll be hearing a bit from Adi. Sandy's going to have a chat with Adi very shortly. But before we get on, we got through the FA Trophy on Tuesday night, and it was a 3-2 victory over Burscough, but the performance didn't please Mark Bauer.
Yeah, frustrated not to get through, especially when you're winning well into the second half, then we get in front again after they've equalised. It is a big frustration. So yeah, we're self-inflicted really. I thought we were in complete control start the second half, first 25 minutes, probably half an hour up until we get the goal, but we just a bit of a soft decision for the penalty, to be fair. And yeah, got back in front, but then a set piece should have never got as far as it did in the first place, and when it comes in our box we've got to defend it much better. And just said to the players, we can dominate for 80 minutes, but if we give goals away like the two we gave away, certainly the corner, then we're not going to win games no matter who we're playing against.
We seem to again not just struggle in front of goal on a couple of occasions, but in the first half we did have one in the back of the net. Tom Craddock for offside. Look contentious to us.
More than, yeah. A couple of the lads are saying that a few of the offside decisions in the first half look more than, for want of a better word, dodgy. Yeah, and it obviously makes a difference when you look at it and you think maybe a couple. Certainly Tom's second goal, you're thinking that looked onside. If that goes in at 2-0, the penalty decision that goes against us is not one that would have probably been given if we were playing away at the likes of Forest Green in the league. So yeah, but I thought we'd done enough. We were in control of the game. We've invited the pressure on ourselves in the end that's allowed them to get back in the game. So as much as some of the decisions I would like to look at again, we should have had enough to get through occasions.
Frustrated, but they're a good side on an unbeaten run. They've certainly going to be another strong test, aren't they, on Tuesday night?
We say all the time, don't we? That in cup competitions we've been there ourselves. We scraped past Drolls, last year replay with Rush Hall. In the past, I've been around when it's been Ashington and Skelmersdale. In the FA Cup and trophy. So we know it's always difficult, and I'm sure around the country there'll be teams from this level beating teams from conference level. That goes without saying. So, you know, at least we're in the hat for Monday, and we've got a home game against them on Tuesday to look to get through, and you know, have every confidence that we can, because it was difficult today. You know, the pitch were just about playable, and you've seen every other game in this area I think is being called off. So the fact that they got a game on is credit to them, and yeah, it was difficult to play a flowing game of football, and we sort of adapted reasonably well after the first 10-15 minutes, but yeah, just couldn't see it through.
Also, Mark, no Anthony Dudley in the side. Can you update us on that?
Yeah, he's been recalled by Bury from his loan spell. Unfortunately for us, you know, he's been doing well for us, and they look at it. He scored a few goals, and also they've got a few injuries as well, so he's needed back there for the time being. So he's gone back with our best wishes. Up the loan spell's done him good, but maybe one that we can look at again in January to you know, possibly get him back if the situation's changed there.
So that was Mark Bauer. Actually, obviously the observant amongst you would have noticed that was the interview after the original fixture against Burscough. Equally frustrated on Tuesday night, but Guiseley through and will face Dulwich Hamlet on January the 16th in the second round of the FA Trophy. So the Wembley dream continues, and today it's back to league duties. And Sandy, you're alongside Adi Towers. A chance really for you and Adi to have a wee chat now, just to catch up on what the likely lineup. Talk us through the team, talk us through the expectations today, and you know, what the trip has been like for the guys.
Absolutely. So, AD, I think the main news is that Ollie Norburn is not in the first 11. Can you shed any light on that?
Well, I mean, all we know, we heard from Ollie. He contacted his colleagues for the pickup yesterday, then didn't arrive. We were very worried about him. We made contact last evening. We understand there's some sort of family crisis or personal crisis. We haven't heard any more than that, so we're just, you know, we're obviously just happy that he's okay, and we'll hear more, I'm sure, later in the weekend.
Absolutely, and it does raise the rather interesting situation where we've got two goalkeepers on the bench today.
Yes, I mean, you would looking at. I mean, clearly we've got Dan Atkinson as first choice keeper back up, and Steve Dickinson is on the bench also, which is a bit of a statistical quirk as much as anything else. But you know, we've also, even though we would have preferred to have had Ollie here, we do have Tom as backup striker, we have Danny Hall as backup defender, and we have. We have Nicky Bosch as the sort of creative midfield player, so it's just simply one of those things.
Absolutely, and looking at the starting 11, who do you think will be playing on the wings? Would it be Adam Smith and James Hurst? Where will Rothery play?
I think it will be Adam Smith and James Hurst, with Gav Rothery tucking into that sort of number 10 role. But it's, I mean, to be fair, outside the fact that you've got a situation where Boise will be the, in inverted commas, lone striker, the back four being the back four, everybody else will pretty much, you know, rotate in that formation, I think. So it's either 4-2-3-1 or 4-3-2-1, depending on your point of view. Excellent,
and it's a long old journey down to Aldershot. Did it go drama-free for you, Aidy?
These away trips never do. I mean, I think every overnight we've done this season, or indeed every trip we've done this season, has had its M1, M25, A1, M6, you know, M5 nightmares, and last night was no exception. But I mean, we set off in good time. In fairness, the only people who seem to get upset about delays are the non-playing staff, because the lads are all down the back having a laugh and playing cards. So it's only those at the front who are worrying, really. But yeah, we got down in time, so everyone managed to get, you know, something to eat and get off to bed early. So, you know, here we are, as well prepared as we're going to be.
Excellent. And you were telling me earlier that you actually have to come down to the ground a little bit earlier. Why is that, Aidy?
Well, we always come down every where we can now to away games. We come down early to get set up. Just one of the things we've learned from bigger clubs who visited us in the past is getting everything set up, getting shirts set up, getting shorts, socks, towels, drinks, sweets, fruit set up. Once you know the team, which we know when we come down, getting everything set up in that way just makes the players feel more comfortable, and it makes the arrival and the transition from sort of leisure mode to playing mode just that bit smoother and simpler.
Absolutely, and you mentioned the most important aspect there was the sweets. Who's got what preferences?
The sweet thing is, I'm sure there'll be old footballers turning in the graves here, but yeah, the reality is that the modern footballer not just doesn't want his water and his orange. He also wants his Minions ice gems and his Haribos and his Jaffa cakes and his Oreos and his so on and so on and so on. So, but I won't. It will be rude to reveal preferences.
That is a shame, AD. Thanks for talking to us before the game.
Well, thank you, Sandy. Chatting to AD. AD's going to be joining us up here in the press box for the game today. So as we go through the match, we'll get his views. Depending on how it's going, he'll hopefully be in a good mood across the course of the 90 minutes. Of course, we lost 4-0 back in September against Aldershot. It was a tough afternoon for the Lions. We had a lot of pressure in the early stages of the game, but we didn't take our chances and we were left to rue them and went on to suffer a 4-0 defeat. Last year in the FA Trophy, we travelled here in January and were beaten 3-0. So it's not been an easy ride against the Shots. Hopefully this afternoon we might see a change in Guiseley's fortunes. One thing we do have to say, I think just before kick-off, we've tweeted this as well, that we're just quite sad to hear about the news about Jimmy Hill, who died today, aged 87, a great character. We're listening to the radio on the way down, and some of the things that he got involved in football are absolutely tremendous. We knew things about him turning out as a linesman. We knew things about him being the man who got rid of the minimum wage in football and led to the development of football like that. But some of the things we also heard, Sandy, were just incredible, aren't they? An amazing character. The first colour programme changed the colour of Coventry City's kit to the sky blue.
That's it. It was a different breed. You wouldn't get the modern day footballer revolutionising football quite as much as Jimmy Hill did back in the day, but a momentous figure in football. And I remember him from my younger days being on Match of the Day. He was, you could tell he was a terrific character, and he will be sadly missed.
Yeah, he certainly will. He probably would have invented Guiseley Radio if he'd have been around here. It'd have been 10 years ahead of us and having us on YouTube well in advance. AD is you must have a lot of memories of Jimmy Hill.
Jimmy Hill?
As a sense of the Jimmy Hill?
Yeah, the Jimmy Hill, who's died today.
Did he die today?
Yeah, sorry.
Wow. No, I'm sorry. As you know, I have been involved in literally in communicado for the last 2.5 hours doing all this, but that's a great shame. I mean, I think he probably doesn't get the credit he's due in terms of, first of all, revolutionising the way players got paid and looked after, but also I think many of the ideas that were at Coventry all those years ago, at the time, now the things we sort of take as being normal, Jimmy Hill was probably responsible for many of those innovations at the time. So I thought he was. People forget he was also a tremendously good footballer, a tremendously cultured footballer. So that's a great shame.
Well, here we are at the EBB Stadium. We're getting ready for the Lions game against Aldershot. So time for us to give you the team news today. First of all, the Lions in goal, Stephen Drench. Ryan Toulson keeps his place at right back. Danny Lowe at left back. Adam Lockwood and Jake Lawler. Danny Boschel, Adam Boyes, Gavin Rothery, Will Hatfield, Adam Smith and James Hurst. On the bench, Tom Craddock, Danny Hall, as you heard, 2 goalkeepers, Steve Dickinson and Dan Atkinson, and Nicky Boschel. For Aldershot, Phil Smith, Joe Osler, Sean McGinty, Damon Lathrop, Luke Oliver, Sam Hatton, Jim Stevenson, Charlie Walker, Shay Alexander, Dan Walker and Daniel Carr. On the bench for the Shots, Tom Richards, Dan Thomas, Jake Gallagher, Richard Brodie and Chris Barker. Some great names in there at this level, aren't they, Sandy? I mean, Luke Oliver obviously played his time at Bradford City. Richard Brodie, one of those strikers who has always been at the top end of the scoring charts in non-league and made his way into league football too.
Well, absolutely, and Phil Smith, the goalkeeper, he played for a great number of years at Swindon Town, a really good league standard goalkeeper. Sean McGinty, I know, he started off at Manchester United, and I was surprised to see that he'd come to this level, but they do have a lot of players, especially forward players, who've got experience in this division and slightly higher. The likes of Dan Walker and Charlie Walker, both been at Luton Town in League Two, and Richard Brodie, as you mentioned, he's on the bench, but a very handy striker at this level.
Well, we're here. It was a bit of a rush job, I have to say. The M25 was chocker. We only got here about half an hour ago. It's been quite a rush, but we're in time for the match this afternoon, and Aldershot and Guiseley coming out onto the field, ready for kick-off, just lining up in front of us. So just one chance more to go through those team news, and we'll be getting underway here. Glorious day here at in Hampshire, where the sun is shining down at the moment. The weather brilliantly mild. It's about 17 degrees in the car as I came through here. It tipped over into 18 at one point. A low sun shining into our eyes. A perfect game, or perfect conditions for this afternoon's game here. So one more time, Aldershot lining up with Phil Smith in goal, Joe Ostler, Sean McGinty, the captain, Damien Lathrop, Luke Oliver, Sam Hatton, Jim Stevenson, Charlie Walker, Shay Alexander, Dan Walker, Daniel Carr. On the bench, Tom Richards, Dan Thomas, Jake Gallagher, Richard Brodie and Chris Barker. And for Guiseley, Stephen Drench, Ryan Toulson, Danny Lowe, Adam Lockwood, the captain, Jake Lawler, Danny Boschel, Adam Boys, Gavin Rothery, Will Hatfield, Adam Smith, James Hurst. On the bench, Tom Craddock, Danny Hall, two keepers, Steve Dickinson, Dan Atkinson and Nicky Boschel. All that situation with the bench just arising as the Oliver Norburn unable to join the squad today, as you heard from Adi earlier on. We'll be keeping you up to date with all of the scores today. We've already had a goal in Gateshead's game. They must have got kicked off early there. Gateshead 0, Woking 1. We've not even got underway here, so obviously that's got underway, unless that was one of the covered games. Referee today, Mark Pottage, Paul Burnham and Carl Pearce. Two teams facing each other at the bottom end of the table. Always makes for a very keen fixture, and both will have target of 3 points for this game.
Well, yes, you both would have expectations to get something out of this game. Aldershot would fancy their chances against the team who are down at the bottom of the table alongside them, but they are on an absolutely abysmal run of form at home. This is potentially a record-equalling 8th home defeat on the bounce for them, so this is by no means they are by no means confident going into this game. So I would expect that Mark Bauer would have mentioned this to his players, and they've got to be confident that they can maybe get something out of this game.
Guiseley fans away in the stand opposite us are in the left-hand stand of the stand over the far side. A couple of flags out there. Good number. Travel down. It's a long way down, isn't it? It's about 4.5 hours. It was more like 5.5 for me to this morning.
That's true, but these long away days, I think they're enjoying the fact that they're going to slightly more far-flung places this season.
So we're about to get underway. Aldershot playing in their home kit of red shirts, blue shorts and red socks. Guiseley in all yellow. Lions are going to be shooting from right to left as we watch from this stand here, and Aldershot shooting left to right towards the scoreboard end of the ground, and the referee just going through his final checks, and at last we're underway with the ball being shipped down the left hand side as Aldershot attack the Guiseley goal, but over Ryan Toulson and out for a throw. Important that Guiseley get off to a good start in this game and set about this right, isn't it?
Absolutely, and Aldershot have this season quite often conceded the first goal and not been able to bring it back. So if Guiseley can get their noses in front early on, the statistics say that this season Aldershot would struggle to get back into the game.
Phil Smith, the goalkeeper, has the ball at his feet, lofts it forward. Adam Lockwood goes battling to win the header and nods it away. Danny Lowe has to deal with the returned ball. Danny Boschel gets his foot through the ball and sends it up to the halfway line. Aldershot win possession back now. Hatton, and then a free kick for Hatfield's challenge on Stevenson. Jim Stevenson, who scored against Guiseley earlier on this season. He's just taken a moment or two to gather his breath, and Aldershot have the free kick just about on the level with the edge of the centre circle. And Shay Alexander on the right-hand side now picks up the ball for the shots. Has to cut in field, but Guiseley repel the attack. And then the ball chipped forward is blocked by Danny Boschel and out for a Aldershot throw. Throw taken short. And then chipped down the right-hand side. And there's a chase on here for Charlie Walker, who battles to try and win the ball, but it's gone behind for a goal kick. Been well shepherded out by Adam Lockwood. So a chance for Stephen Drench to have an early touch.
Yeah, good experience there from Lockwood to just shepherd the ball out there and snuffed out the danger quite comfortably.
Looks like a 4-2-3-1, doesn't it, as it's lining up from the goal kick that Guiseley are playing.
Yes,
Christmas
James Hurst on the left wing, starting off with. Sorry, Adam Smith on the left wing, I should say. James Hurst on the right. Plenty of pace with those two.
From the goal kick, Guiseley win a throw deep inside Aldershot territory. Ryan Toulson will come forward to take this one from the right-hand side. He's got a good long throw on him if he wants to launch this one into the box. 2 minutes gone, 0-0. 5 yellow shirts in the box for Toulson to aim at. He lofts this one in, up towards the head of Smith. And it's not behind. Actually, it was James Hurst. Knocked behind for a goal kick.
Yeah, quite comfortably defended there from Aldershot.
Goal kick then for the Shots. Another goal in the Vanarama National. Chester 1, Torquay 0. Long trip up there for the goals, who were struggling at the wrong end. Now Aldershot have got the ball with Hatton, who chips it in towards the area, but it's a poor ball there. Felt that there was a free kick in the build-up to that.
Terrible ball from Hatton there. I don't know whether he assumed someone was going to be running in onto that, but there was absolutely no one in the Guiseley area, and it just went out for a goal kick. If that's what Aldershot have got to show going forward, then it could be a quite comfortable evening. For,
tell you what, don't get started like that. That's not how it goes. Don't get confident after 3 minutes. Not on Guiseley radio, no chance.
With Aldershot's recent run of form.
Take nothing for granted. Guiseley have the ball now with Toulson. Toulson sends it down the right-hand side. It's comfortably dealt with, but Danny Boschel nods the ball on. Finds Adam Boys. Boys plays it to the right flank where Hurst collects. Hurst crosses into the box towards Rothery. Headed away. Picked up now by Boschel. But Guiseley can't keep the attacking move going. And it's well defended. And the right left back hoofs the ball upfield for Adam Lockwood to send back to Stephen Drench.
Really good combination play from Guiseley going forward there.
Lockwood now with the header up against Charlie Walker. Walker jumps into the Guiseley captain, so it'll be a free kick to the Lions, which Hatfield will try and take from the halfway line. He's encouraged to go back the few yards by the referee. Guiseley get back underway with the ball inside their own half. Played up from Toulson and flicked on that right-hand side. It finds Rothery on the right flank. Rothery's got 2 in the box if he can get the cross. It's in towards Smith at the back post, headed away from him, though, from inside the 6-yard box. Guiseley having a spell here now where they're getting the ball.
Lovely cross from Rothery there. If someone had been in on the 6-yard area, that would have surely been 1-0.
Guiseley on the left-hand side have the throw, which is taken by Lowe into the area. Hoofed away. Again, Aldershot defending deep. Good start this from the Lions. And Guiseley will have a throw about level with the edge of the penalty area on the left flank. Danny Lowe will take in towards Rothery. Rothery leaps to win the ball back. Will Hatfield now has it. He has to go back to the halfway line where Lockwood returns to Stephen Drench. Guiseley still in possession of the ball. And they send it up from Drench towards Lowe. Danny Lowe flicks the ball on towards Rothery, but Aldershot recover possession now. And Daniel Carr takes it down and gives it to Charlie Walker, who's fouled, but the advantage is given. Walker down this right-hand side. Plays it here to Alexander. Alexander into the area, skims across the face of the 6-yard box. And in the end, comfortably into the hands of Stephen Drench. What a decent move from the home side.
Yes, the Guiseley defence there just signalling for an offside and allowed Aldershot to come on to them.
There was a shout, wasn't there, that the feeling was that Alexander was offside when he crossed, but Linesman didn't flag. And Guiseley now have to defend again, but actually it's a woeful ball forward and comfortably recovered by Jake Lawler. A couple of other goals. Welling 0, Macclesfield 1. Also from local league teams, Brentford 1, Huddersfield 0. And in the Vanarama National North, Nuneaton 0, Chorley 1. I say it every week, it could have been us. As it is, Guiseley are 0-0 here, 7 minutes gone. Got any comments you want to share with us? Do tweet us at Guiseley Radio. The Lions on the attack now with Gavin Rothery on the right-hand side. Cuts in towards the edge of the penalty area. Chips the ball into the body of Adam Boys. And eventually it's helped away by Aldershot to the halfway line. The counter-attack could be on here. Carr battling up with Jake Lawler. Carr gets the better of Lawler. In the end, Lawler is adjudged to have fouled Carr. And it'll be a free kick to Aldershot. Good work there from the Aldershot frontman.
Yeah, he looks a bit of a handful. He's already asked a couple of questions of the Guiseley defence. Just looks quite physical.
Free kick's taken short. McGinty now on that left-hand side gets the ball towards the edge of the penalty area. Cut out well by Hatfield, and Toulson completes the clearance. Sends it up to Adam Boys. The ball skims over the head of the defender, Joe Ostler, and then all the way through to the goalkeeper. Clearance from the keeper, finds the head of Carr, who's flick on, though, dealt with by Ryan Toulson. Before it's returned into the Guiseley half by Oliver. Oliver, tall, bearded, heads the ball on, but Guiseley win the ball back with Danny Lowe. Headed away again as Aldershot hold firm. And a free kick given actually now as Hatfield is bundled over by Sam Hatton.
Yes, it's been a bit of a scrappy opening to the game. I don't think either team is really taking the game by the scruff of the neck. A few niggly fouls.
The ball sent forward by Danny Lowe from the free kick. Hurst was looking to run onto it, but it runs away from him, and it's out for a goal kick to the home side. Lights are on, but you almost don't need it, do you? It is really unnervingly warm and mild here for a December fixture.
Sun was streaming over the pitch just prior to kick-off.
Goalkeeper Phil Smith takes the goal kick, sends the ball into the Lions half. Picked up by Sam Hatton, who nods it down. Flicked on now by Stevenson. He was looking to find Charlie Walker with the pass, but it's beyond him. Into Stephen Drench, who puts the ball down and kicks it towards Smith. Oliver heads away. Guiseley win the ball back with Danny Boschel, leaping to get there ahead of Carr on the halfway line. Guiseley having to go back to the goalkeeper, though. Jake Lawler sending it to Stephen Drench, who once again plays the ball out down the flanks, looking for Hurst. And Hurst does well to prevent Sean McGinty from winning the ball and playing it forward, but does so at the expense of a throw-in for Aldershot. Throw will be taken just inside the Shots half on the left-hand side. Headed away by Hurst, though, as Guiseley recover possession, albeit temporarily. Oliver sends the ball upfield. Luke Oliver finding Carr. Daniel Carr gets the return pass, and he's towards the corner flag now. Tries to play past Will Hatfield with a bit of trickery footwork, and he gets the ball into the area, looking to find Charlie Walker. Good skills from Carr, but the pass into the area wasn't able to pick out a Aldershot player.
That was certainly more dangerous from Aldershot, and again it's Carr who's looking most likely to do something for them. He does look like a lively character.
0-0, 11 minutes gone. Free kick to Guiseley inside their own penalty area. Sent upfield, headed away. Lockwood nods the ball on. Guiseley win the throw in right back position. Midway through their own half, Ryan Toulson down the flank. flicked on by Hurst. Danny Boschel nods on towards, finds Gavin Rothery. He's tackled though by Oliver. But Rothery chests it down as the second phase is won again by Guiseley. The ball played infield now. Smith, who plays it all the way back here to Danny Lowe on the halfway line. It was a good ball from Smith. He was under a lot of pressure. And Guiseley keep possession here. Lockwood now to Lawler. And Lawler's ball down the right-hand side is looking for Gavin Rothery. It's intercepted by Ostler. And then Carr's flick on goes out for a Guiseley throw.
A nice little spell of possession there for Guiseley, but they just weren't able to find that forward pass. Danny Lowe, he had to go back, and too often I think we've gone back to the centre-backs and just not been able to play our usual passing game and go forward.
Lockwood now with the ball, plays it upfield towards Danny Lowe, headed out by Alexander, whose header just intercepted Lowe from receiving that ball. So it's a Guiseley throw, about level with the penalty spot, I think, is the referee is indicating. On this left-hand side, Lowe takes, returns to him from Gavin Rothery, and then there's an offside flag up against Smith. A free kick to Aldershot. Certainly not a example of free-flowing football at this early stage, isn't it? It's a bit bitty.
No, absolutely, and AD Towers next to me has just made the point that it is a bit of a poor pitch, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, Chelsea played here on Wednesday night, I think, and the groundsman was going mad about the damage that it's caused, because basically these want to get it down and play as well. So if you add a bumpy pitch to the wind and everything else, it's quite hard for both teams to get it down and play at the moment.
Ball on the halfway line. Danny Boschel goes chasing for it. Smith wins it, plays it up towards Boys. It's a really poor clearance from Luke Oliver. Evokes the groans from the crowd, but the ball is won back by Aldershot. And they get possession of the ball on the halfway line. And it's chipped forward up towards Carr. Tackle comes in from Lockwood, who's clipped by Carr.
With a sneaky late one, he just seemed to leave his foot in there, Carr, on Lockwood, and again he's proving a handful, but that was a bit of a naughty one.
Lockwood's all right, he's back to his feet. Nuneaton 1, Chorley 1 in the National North, and Gateshead 1, Woking 1. Woking had led in that game.
It's all going off in that game.
15 minutes gone. Guiseley still 0-0 here. Aldershot currently backs against the wall for a moment there, because Guiseley get the ball forward. Rothery, and then there's a slip from Hatfield, and it's a chance for Aldershot to return the ball upfield and towards Carr. And Stephen Drench plays the ball almost directly into the press area here.
Certainly taking aim at us. Well read by Drench.
Ducks in the front row as they were trying to avoid the ball blasting into the computers. Aldershot have the ball again and play a lovely reverse pass in towards Carr, but Carr's offside on the edge of the 18-yard box. Good pass, though, from Charlie Walker.
Certainly, it went straight through the Guiseley defence. Carr was on the same wavelength, but just mistimed his run. But if they manage to pull one of those off, then certainly causes some trouble.
Alfreton 0, Bradford Park Avenue 1 in the National North. Free kick from Stephen Drench is taken. He slips in the process. Sarcastic cheers from the crowd, but he does manage to find Hurst. Hurst and Hatfield have the ball. Danny Boschel now chips it into the area, looking for Adam Boys beyond him, and back to the goalkeeper, Phil Smith. Not much to tell you about so far this first 15 minutes. Pretty tepid fare from both sides. Can't think of a real chance so far.
There hasn't been one.
The ball has been cleared and played up here towards Walker. Lawler forced to get it back to Stephen Drench. Drench's clearance down the left-hand side. Hurst has a bit of a chance to chase that one, but Shea Alexander ensures he's between him and the ball, and it goes out for a Aldershot throw. Just waiting for a spark to bring this game to life at the moment. Alexander swipes at the ball from right back. He miscues, hits touch, and it's going to be a Guiseley throw midway through the Shots half on the left-hand side. Danny Lowe will take. Throws it down the line. Leap from Adam Boys, but he's surrounded by 3 men in red who win the ball, but they concede a throw, and Guiseley pick up possession again, and it's into the feet of Adam Boys now, and back here to Danny Boschel. Jake Lawler in the centre circle. He's pressed by Daniel Carr, holds on to the ball well, but then a testing ball for Jake Lawler to recover. Takes an awkward deflection, awkward bounce, and Guiseley might win a fortunate corner here.
Absolutely.
From a rather strange passage of play.
It looked as if the Aldershot defender could comfortably deal with that, but I don't know whether it just escaped him or caught a gust of wind, but he just sort of toe-poked it just beyond Phil Smith.
Corner to Guiseley on the left-hand side. Players in the box now. Can the Lions make an early breakthrough here? 17 minutes gone, 0-0. Whipped up towards the back post. Headed high and wide. In the end, Hurst, who got on the ball, couldn't direct the ball goal bound, and it's behind for a Aldershot goal kick.
No, you mentioned that this game could do with a bit of a spark, but with the quality of the pitch that AD alluded to, combined with the wind, it's certainly not making for a great spectacle at the minute, but there's still time.
Just see what AD, what do you think of this first sort of 15 minutes or so? How would you summarise it?
Well, I mean, as the away side, you're clearly happy because you've got through the first 15 minutes. But I think two things. Visibly, Aldershot looked short of confidence for me, and they also the one or two poor choice of pass. The kid on loan, the 23 that's on loan, looks very tricky. We haven't got our passing game going at all. There's been so many balls bouncing around people's throats, but again, down to conditions. The pitch is in quite poor condition and the wind's blowing straight down it. So I think it's never going to be a pretty spectacle, but certainly if I was Mark, I'd be pleased that we've got through 15 without too many alarms. And frankly, we're only going to get better, once we work the pitch out, but at the moment we just can't get it down to feet, can we?
No. We've just had a small stoppage there. Thanks, Adi. Jim Stevenson seemed to have a problem in the box from that corner. He's back on his feet now. Tell you what else was striking for me. They needed a drinks break.
Well, you mentioned the unseasonably warm weather. It's actually got a little bit cooler now, but maybe it's with an eye on the temperature rising here.
Well, football's not rising our temperature, that's for sure. Guys, he got the ball on the halfway line. Actually, it's well won here by Hurst, who makes yards up on the right-hand side, chips the ball into the box, way over the head of Adam Boys. Poor delivery in the end.
There's been a number of those where they've tried to find Adam Boys on the box, but just getting too much on it, and I don't know whether that could be down to the wind, or I suppose they would prefer to keep it down on the deck, but at the minute, just unable to.
Goal kick. Cleared by the goalkeeper and into the Lions half. Won by Hatton on the right-hand side. Chips it up towards Carr. Nodded back, though, by Danny Boschel.
Calm as you like. Fantastic.
Took up the right position, didn't he, the assistant manager there? And is on the ball again for Guiseley in the Lions half. Plays it out to the right-hand side where Ryan Tulson gets it up to the halfway line. It's a battle on that James Hurst seems to win. Will Hatfield takes over and runs the ball down the right-hand side. He's got two in the box and he's got Tulson on the right flank, or in fact it's Boys. Gives it back to Hurst instead, who takes a drive from distance. That's the best half effort. He claims it took a deflection off an Aldershot player to go behind, but referee points for the goal kick. It was about 5 yards up from the edge of the 18-yard box, around level with the angle of the penalty area. It was always an ambitious strike.
Wasn't
gone
too
behind
far
for a goal
away,
kick.
though. And with Guiseley unable to work it into the box, they might as well have a long-range effort or two, not too far off.
A couple of other goals in the Vanarama National. It's FC United 0, Gloucester 1, Fylde 0, Solihull 1. Big game at the top in that division. Stalybridge 0, Hensford 1, Boston 1, Stockport 0, and in the National, Southport 1, Bromley 0. Evan Rothery battling, trying to win the ball in midfield, concedes a free kick to the home side.
Fairly obvious handball there. Tried to get away with it.
0-0 at the moment. Aldershot. Oliver on the ball, plays it up towards the final third. A late clumsy challenge from Adam Lockwood. on Walker. And Aldershot now have a chance to get the ball into the box here. They've got a number of players coming forward. Oliver up from the back as well. Lathrop about to play this one into the box. But there must be about 6-7 players in and around the D ready to get on this. Guys, he's holding the line up to the 18-yard box. Referee just tidying up something, having a word now with Ryan Tilson, I think, and an Aldershot man. So both tussle to try and win possession here.
There's some big lads in that Aldershot team as well.
And the free kick will come in now. Whipped in towards the penalty spot. Headed away by Danny Lowe, but only as far as Dan Walker. Walker hits the ball from distance. It's a poor effort. And it's behind for a goal kick.
It's on his wrong foot there, and he hasn't caught that at all well. He'd have loved to have it on his left foot, but made a meal of it.
Tell you what, Adam Britson's on Twitter today. He's not going to have an awful lot to report so far, is he?
Well, yeah, maybe he can distract himself from the game with. Maybe he'll just be looking at Twitter.
Light Twitter duties today. If you're just joining us, it's 0-0. Neither team really have had what you'd call a real opportunity in this match. Aldershot have a throw in left back at the moment. There's another goal for Brentford in the Championship. 2-0 now, they lead Huddersfield. Throw in to be taken on the left-hand side. Picked up by Rothery. Rothery cuts the ball in field and in the end loses possession.
He does look lively today, Rothery. He's the one player who's asked a couple of questions, and on that occasion he was looking for a teammate, but no one was around him.
Thrown for Guiseley now on the halfway line as scrappily possession is lost by Aldershot, but Guiseley don't capitalise on it. James Hurst loses out, and the ball's won back by the home side. It's like a rugby game at the moment, where a few yards are gained here and lost there.
And a lot of long kicking.
And generally, it's not that interesting. Now Smith gets the ball, plays it out to the left-hand side. Low chases after it. Gets it, crosses up towards the back post. Adam Boyes is the target. He gets the header in towards Gavin Rothery. Behind, he goes behind for a goal kick. Gavin Rothery tried to hook it backwards. He was back to goal when the ball came to him. Couldn't really direct it from the angle he was at, but it was a decent move, that. A good delivery into the box from Lowe. A nod down by Boyes. Gavin Rothery just unable to do the spectacular with it. And it's behind for a goal kick. And it looks like Jim Stevenson's down. And I think his afternoon might be coming to an early end here. He's down in the centre circle, and it looks like Aldershot are readying a substitute already.
Yeah, that'll be a big loss for Aldershot. He's been quite a key player for them this season. Scored a couple of goals, including, of course, in the game at Nethermore. But yeah, they'll be disappointed to lose one of their key men early on.
A substitution for Aldershot Town in the 26th minute.
So, Jim Stevenson off,
Replaced by number 16,
and it's Jake Gallagher who comes on. So the first reason to scrawl on the team sheets is a substitute in the first half after 25 minutes. The Lions win that ball, though, from the restart, and then it's recovered. Oliver plays it to the left-hand side where Osler chips the ball forward, looking to release Daniel Carr down that left flank. He's up towards the corner flag, does well, cuts the ball back. It's crossed into the box and headed away by Adam Lockwood. It's still with Aldershot, who chipped the ball in towards the edge of the 6-yard box. A bit of hesitation between Lockwood or Drench, or so it seemed, but Drench recovers the ball. And in the end, in playing it upfield, holds his hands up in apology because he's just sent it all the way back to Phil Smith in the Aldershot goal. Nil-nil. And Aldershot restart with a ball played into the Guiseley half from the goalkeeper that is returned into touch. And we wait for the ball to be recovered. Luke Oliver will take the throw, or rather the throw will be taken by Shea Alexander just inside the Guiseley half. And throws, or waits to throw. Like everything this afternoon, it seems to take an awful long time to happen.
Gained a good 10 yards there as well.
Yeah. Guiseley deal with the throw, and it's as you were again. The throw will be Alexander's again, in exactly the same position he started from. This time he gets the return ball and makes some headway before it's cut out by Danny Lowe. And Adam Boyes is pushed in the back by Lathrop, and so Guiseley will have a free kick just inside the Aldershot half. He's very happy with his ability to win the ball on that occasion, Adam Boyes. The referee now having a word with an Aldershot man. I think it's Lathrop himself who's been spoken to. And Adam Lockwood attempts to steal a couple of yards with the free kick. And will be allowed to restart. Passes square. Hatfield loses it for a second under pressure from Carr. Guys, who don't do very well with this ball. Tilson sends it down the right flank, but you feel that the opportunity wasn't really exploited there on this occasion. Gavin Rothery wins it inside the centre circle, chips it out here to Lowe. Lowe looks ahead of him. Chips down the left-hand side. Smith and Rothery chase it. Just second to the ball. Lathrop gets it away. Headed on by Lockwood. Lockwood's ball in field is won by Gallagher, the substitute. And then it's returned into the Aldershot half for Smith to chase onto. But it's well dealt with by Alexander. And then Guiseley win the throw as it's returned up to the halfway line. And it'll be Danny Lowe to take. He attempts to take it inside the Aldershot half. The referee wants it back another 5 yards. Danny Lowe shakes his head with some frustration, but I think the referee gets it from the right place in the end. Oliver wins the header for Aldershot anyway. Gavin Rothery chips the ball downfield, but it takes a deflection, or it's gone out actually already for a Aldershot throw. Just in front of the dugout, Mark Bauer out protesting his case about the positioning of the ball. Aldershot get the game back underway and get it up here to Walker, who slips, but they still recover it, and now it's Sam Hatton on this right-hand side. He chips a good ball into the penalty area, looking for the man on the far post to find. It's intercepted, though, by Jake Lawler. Guiseley still in defensive mode, though, because Shea Alexander on the ball. The ball into Walker. Alexander and Walker combine. Walker's free inside the penalty area. Shoot wide. It was a poor effort in the end. And Charlie Walker will be frustrated that he didn't do better after a good combination between him and Shea Alexander. Charlie Walker was clear inside the 18-yard box. Really should have hit the target. Drags the shot wide, and it's a goal kick.
Certainly, I was literally just about to say that Guiseley were looking nice and solid in defence and also taking up very, very good positions and not allowing Aldershot to break through. And then just as I thought that, they managed to break through the Guiseley defence. And Charlie Walker should have done better with that. He was clean in on goal.
Clearance from Aldershot, won by Jake Lawler, won back now by Dan Walker on the left-hand side, up against Ryan Tilson. Tilson sticks to his task. Dan Walker goes back to the halfway line. Lathrop plays it down that left-hand flank. Charlie Walker up against Jake Lawler now. Jake Lawler's taken a touch. He gets the ball away, but guys, he's still being pressed, and Gavin Rothery in the end is, or Will Hatfield rather, is brought down on that far side, and it'll be a free kick to Guiseley. Time for a couple more scores, and first of all, in the National, Lincoln City 1, Barrow 0, Nuneaton 1, Chorley 2 in the National North, and Brentford 3, Huddersfield 0.
Crikey, not a good day for them.
0-0 here. We've had half an hour of this entertainment. Is that the word?
Very generous there, very generous.
It's not work.
It can only improve.
Exactly. It's like a fine wine. It takes a while to appreciate.
I think this one's corked.
The Ball was in the Aldershot half temporarily there from a throw, but Guiseley just really didn't do anything with it, and it's been forced all the way back to Stephen Drench. Adam Lockwood steps up towards the halfway line, lays the ball into the left flank where Danny Lowe chips it on, flicked on towards Smith, but intercepted well by Hatton. Guys who recover the second phase now with Gavin Rothery in the centre field, but he can't even find the pass to Hatfield. And no, the team really able to string a couple of passes together in this passage, and guys is struggling.
Absolutely, that little spell was symptomatic of the entire game. Gavin Rothery, all he had to do was lay off the ball, and he just overhit it a little bit when it would have been a good opportunity for Guiseley if he'd have made that pass.
12 minutes to go to the break, and the Lions 0-0 here. Aldershot have perhaps had the best chance of the game, but it's not been a incident-packed half. Aldershot now have a free kick, which they take quickly. Hatton into the feet of Carr, picked up now by Gallagher. Guys, he clear with Gavin Rothery working back to the edge of his penalty area. Now Hurst sends the ball down the right-hand side. It's a good chase from Adam Boyes to win this one just by the byline.
Play.
He's up against two. If he can force the corner, he can't. Good job done on him by the Aldershot defence, but Hurst manages to recover the second ball after that good first pass. And then Boyes is flagged offside. That's deeply frustrating because he's a good 2 yards on when he receives the ball, but it was because of his original position that the flag went up. And Guiseley are going to have to concede possession once again to Aldershot.
Really good play from Boyes just before that, though. Doing exactly what he's always done, just sort of using his physicality and holding the ball up well. He had no right to win that ball and almost won himself a corner from nothing.
So the free kick is taken in left-back position by the goalkeeper. Adam Lockwood comes charging out and doesn't win the header. In the end, it's helped back to the goalkeeper by Danny Boschel. Lockwood slaps hands with Danny Boschel for saving his blushes. Guiseley now pressed again. Jake Lawler hoofing the ball clear, keeping it in play and getting it up to the halfway line. Good defensive clearance from Jake Lawler. One now by Gavin Rothery out on the right flank. Tries to send the ball down that channel, but it's intercepted, and Guiseley get the throw on the halfway line, which Ryan Toulson gives back to Jake Lawler. Lawler's long ball, rather aimless, headed on by Oliver. Now there's a bit of space for Charlie Walker to work into. Plays a good ball in towards the edge of the penalty area. Daniel Carr was the intended target, but he was a few yards behind. Couldn't quite get there.
Yeah, it was a nice little ball from Charlie Walker, and if Daniel Carr had been more lively to it, he would have been cleaning.
Good clearance now as Aldershot defend. One back by Danny Lowe, sends it back to the goalkeeper. Stephen Drench plays it short to Jake Lawler. Guys, he have 3 or 4, 5 players for Lawler to aim for on the other half, and he sends it down the right channel. He slips as he makes the pass. Hurst chases it, doesn't give it up. But in the end, it's shepherded out and behind for a goal kick again. 10 minutes to go to the break. There's mince pies at half-time. I've brought mince pies.
I'm just looking enviously at a packet of Pick-a-Mix on the bench in front of me. I think that says a lot about the entertainment value of this match, to be honest.
Just check, see if Adie's awake, will you? Just see what he's making of it.
What do you think so far, Adie?
Well, I mean, in fairness, as we said earlier, I think the game has possibly marginally improved, but it is marginal. We're trying to play football, I have to say. They've had a couple of little bits of sniffs, haven't they? But that's all it's been. But we've been so unintelligent with the final ball, and we're doing a lot of that as well. But the game, you would presume, can only get better, can't it?
Can't get much worse.
Danny Lowe now gets the ball on the left-hand side. He's bundled over and believes he was fouled in the process, pushes his man away. Guiseley have a throw midway through the Aldershot half on this left side. Thrown infield to Hatfield. Danny Boschel, just whilst Adie was summarising there, produced a robust challenge in the centre of the pitch. Won the ball cleanly. Guys, you now have the ball with Gavin Rothery on that right-hand side. Flays it out here. Adam Boyes on the right flank now. Gets the ball into the box. Up towards Rothery. It's up in the air and held by the goalkeeper inside the 6-yard box.
Oh, that was such a poor header when you'd fancy him to stick it away there.
Just didn't really take the chance, did he? Guiseley now having to defend now because Hatton has the ball for Aldershot on the right flank. Infield now. Lathrop plays the ball square. And McGinty keeps the ball ticking over before Danny Boschel steps across and anticipates the pass very well. Threads it into Gavin Rothery. He's got players around him, Rothery, so he sends it to the left-hand side. Good ball here for Adam Smith to get into. He gets it onto his right foot. Tries to feint across and then eventually does on his left into the box just ahead of Gavin Rothery. Can't make the connection and it's cleared. Guys, he still have the ball. Rothery's in the 6-yard box, just getting up. But that was a great delivery there from Smith. Rothery just unable to apply the finish inside the 6-yard box. Perhaps guys his best chance of this half. Now Aldershot away on the counter-attack, but Carr is offside. And that will be a free kick to the Lions.
Yeah, Gavin Rothery there with two almost identical chances, one from each width. He really should have, certainly the second one, he was about 5 yards out and just didn't connect on the header at all. It almost looks as if it came off his shoulder when he should have been burying that, really.
Well, clearance from Stephen Drench from that free kick just bounces over Adam Smith and out for a throw-in. The bounce was so awkward that Smith was really frustrated. He felt the ball was flighted to him brilliantly, but then it just took an awkward movement off the turf. A couple of latest scores rather. Chester 3-0 up now against Torquay. Eastleigh 1, Kidderminster 0. And it's Gateshead 1, Woking 2, and Southport 1, Bromley 1. The ball's back with Phil Smith. York in League 2 are beating Morecambe 1-0. They've been in wretched form. And FC United have equalised against Gloucester in the Vanarama National, and Worcester are 1-0 up against Gainsborough in that same division. Stephen Drench forced off his line to head clear as a long ball comes over the top of the defence. It's a throw for Aldershot on the left-hand side. Played in towards the edge of the D, headed up by Lockwood. Picked up by Gallagher, though, and Carr, who shows a bit of trickery. But he and Gallagher really fluff their lines, get in each other's way. And Hatfield takes the ball away. Smith now inside his own half. He stutters to go forward and in the end opts to give it back to Lockwood. Picked up now by Toulson. And Toulson blasts the ball off the Aldershot man. Guys, will have the throw on the halfway line. 5 minutes to the break, still scoreless here. EBB Stadium, it's Guiseley who are on the ball though, with Danny Boschel on the centre circle. Into the feet of Gavin Rothery. Smith, crossfield ball, picks out Hurst, brilliant ball on the right-hand side. Hurst crosses into the box, headed away well by Osler. And then can't be prevented from going out by Dan Walker. Guys will get a throw.
Yeah, we've been able to put in a couple of similarly dangerous crosses as that Hurst just put in, but not quite finding the men in the box. Adam Boyes hasn't been able to get in a position where he's attacking that ball just yet.
Throw in for the Lions on the right-hand side, infield to Hatfield. Hatfield returns it to Toulson. Toulson crosses, seems to take a deflection, goes up and beyond everyone. Recovered at the far post by Smith. Smith on the left-hand side, crosses back into the area, and again it just floats past Gavin Rothery's head and then headed back and behind for a corner. But this is better from the Lions, isn't it?
Certainly better, and if Gavin Rothery was better at heading the ball, we could be 3-0 up here.
Well, he's just been a fraction away, hasn't he, from the three of them. It's just been a case he's just not been able to make the connection on the balls played in. But I have to say, Smith's delivery have been good. Guys, you have a corner now on this left-hand side. 0-0. And it's taking some time, actually, to take this. Referee just trying to get the Aldershot players away from the corner because, guys, who were feigning to take it short. They whip it into the box in the end. Only as far as the Aldershot head. Finds Hatfield, though, on the edge of the box. Plays it to the left-hand side. Danny Boschel. Rothery. Curls this one into the Boyes. Boyes stretches a leg out to win the ball, and in doing so is penalised. And it's a Aldershot free kick inside their penalty area.
It was one of those where I think the defender sort of he puts his head to the ball, brings his head down, and Boys is trying to go for the ball, but it is an obvious free kick.
Couple of goals in the National. Lincoln City 2, Barrow 1. Lincoln were 2-0 up. Barrow have just got one back. Halifax 0, Tranmere 1 as well. And in the North, Boston 2-0 up now against Stockport. North Ferriby 1-0 up against Tamworth. As we head to the last 3 minutes of this half, Guiseley battling to win the ball back on the halfway line. Jake Lawler looks like he's taken a knock, but he wins the ball and then gets up and gets on to win it again. Guiseley get the ball on this right-hand side, flicked on by Boys, looking for Hurst. It's beyond him though. Lawler again battling to win possession back for the Lions. Is bundled over on this occasion by Walker, Charlie Walker, who protests. But Guiseley have a free kick about level with the edge of the centre circle. You can probably hear the visiting fans there getting into good voice.
Always impressed with the volume from the Guiseley fans, especially on these long away trips.
On the halfway line, free kick to the Lions. Toulson will take 4 to aim for on the edge of the box. It's just inside his own half, so it's a long one up towards Smith. Goalkeeper claims that one very comfortably and rolls it out as Aldershot attempt to start a counter-attack, but in the way of things today, his throw is too far ahead of Alexander, and Guiseley win possession back. 2 minutes to go with Danny Lowe taking the throw just inside the Aldershot half. Boys now on the ball. Can't keep possession though. Guiseley recover the second phase as it's sent up towards Carr. Now Boys lays it into the feet of Boschel. Boschel into Hurst. Hurst on the ball, running away down that right flank. Drills the ball in from the edge of the area. It takes a deflection off Ostler and behind for another Guiseley corner. This time on the right-hand side, but a good run there from James Hurst.
Yeah, he's had a couple of passages of play where he's been nice and direct. He was, I think he was certainly going for goal there, and gets a deflection. Another chance for Guiseley to bombard the Aldershot area.
Corner on this right-hand side. Guiseley getting the bodies into the 6-yard box now. Adam Lockwood is in there. Boys is in there. Standing over the goalkeeper is Will Hatfield. The ball whipped in towards the edge of the 6-yard area. It's headed away. And now it's a chance here for Carr to come away with it for Aldershot on the counter-attack. And then Hatfield is given a free kick when actually it looked like he stepped across Gallagher. Gallagher then ran into Hatfield. The referees decided that's a Guiseley free kick. A little fortuitous there for the Lions, but we'll take that. Gavin Rothery wins the ball, gives it to Lowe. Lowe now to Smith. Smith on the left-hand side. Goes back to Danny Boschel, who chips the ball up towards Danny Lowe, but it's out for a Guiseley throw. About level with the edge of the 18-yard box. The home crowd are still incensed by the earlier decision, but Guiseley still have the ball, and Hurst now lays it back here to Hatfield. Hatfield then can't control possession and knocks the ball straight out for an Aldershot throw, and so it's as you were.
He was under a bit of pressure there, but I think he probably would have liked to have done better with that.
Well, the throw for Aldershot on the left-hand side, throws it up towards the halfway line. 2 more minutes to go to the half-time break. 2 minutes of stoppages, that is. Stephen Drench has the ball. A couple of latest scores. Halifax have equalised against Tranmere. Bromley went 2-1 up at Southport. Now it's 2-2 as we head to the break there. I'll give you all the half-times once this game comes to its half-time conclusion anyway. Meanwhile, Jake Lawler is under pressure and is forced to knock the ball out for a Aldershot throw midway through the Guiseley half on that left-hand side. It's been a while since they've been in our half. We've had a good spell of pressure, but now just before the break, we just have to hold firm with this game scoreless. Nodded down here by Charlie Walker. It's into the box, claimed by Stephen Drench under no pressure whatsoever on the edge of the 6-yard box. 1 minute of the 2 used up. Drench hits the ball high in the air. He's looking for Adam Boys. Boys unable to win that one, but Danny Lowe heads it back towards him. And this time he has to flick on and through to the arms of Phil Smith.
It was a nice little flick on from Boys there. If there had been a runner, that would have been quite effective.
Well, a bit awkward for both sides, really, to play football. There's a good flick on here and a chance to Daniel Carr. From the goalkeeper's hands, the ball sent long upfield, nodded on. Daniel Carr swiped to the ball on the edge of the 18-yard box, and his volley goes behind for a goal kick. Just goes to show how the game can open up in an instant.
Well, I think Route 1 might be the way forward in this game, but credit to Carr, he showed good technique to hit that on the half volley, and he wasn't too far away.
47 minutes played since the first half, so those 2 minutes of stoppages are up. The referee agrees, Mark Pottage. Some boos. But Guiseley hold firm in the first 45. Fairly uneventful match. At the break, it's Aldershot 0, Guiseley 0. So, Sandy, your thoughts on that first 45 minutes?
Well, it's by no means been a classic, and I think both teams will be a little bit frustrated with the conditions out there. But Guiseley, I mean, they're well in this game. They haven't conceded, and to be honest, they've probably created marginally more chances than Aldershot, and haven't been tested too much. Once or twice they have been cut open, but as long as they keep it a bit tighter at the back, I'd fancy them to get something out of this, possibly even a win.
Well, we certainly live in hope. Thanks to the people who've been tweeting us, Stuart Farnworth, Craig Bellaby. We certainly appreciate your comments. Wayne Brooksby from Craig, he's saying it would have made us look stronger today. I think the fact is that Wayne is on loan, and yeah, of course we can't get him back, but he will be coming back, I believe. And Stuart Farnworth says that we've been looking quite solid with Lockwood and Lawler at the back, and again those two have been very impressive, I think. Very solid. Jake Lawler in particular, very tigerish in the tackle.
Absolutely, and Lockwood has shown on a number of occasions in this first half. He's shown that sort of senior authority, whereas Lawler's been sort of mopping up a bit. And Danny Boschel, who I've been very impressed with in this first half, he's dropping into that back line when Aldershot are attacking, and it's really made it difficult for Aldershot to create any space in the attacking third. Defensively, Guiseley have put in a good shift so far.
Well, let's have a look now at the half-time scores. We're just waiting for a few to come through. We've been chasing quite a few this afternoon from the various divisions. The one we're tracking today involve in the Football League, Brentford 3-0 up against Huddersfield, Chesterfield 0-0, Bradford 0, York 1-0 up against Morecambe. The Vanarama National League then, Aldershot 0, Guiseley 0, Cheltenham 0, Altrincham 0, Chester 3, Torquay 0, Eastleigh 1, Kidderminster 0, Forest Green 0, Boreham Wood 0, Gateshead 1, Woking 2. Remember, Gateshead we play a week on Monday. Grimsby 0, Dover 0, Halifax 1, Tranmere 1. Halifax were trailing in that game but have got a late equaliser just before half-time. Lincoln City 2, Barrow 1, Southport 2, Bromley 2. A real humdinger of a game going on there at Hague Avenue, where Southport were trailing 2-1 just before the break and then managed to get a late equaliser. Welling 0, Macclesfield 1. In the Vanarama National League North, it's Alfreton 0, Bradford Park Avenue 1, Boston United 2, Stockport 0, Fylde 1, Solihull 1, Harrogate 0, Brackley 0, North Ferriby United 2, Tamworth 0, Nuneaton 1, Chorley 2, Stadebridge 1, Hensford 1, Telford 0, Lowestoft 0, FC United 1, Gloucester 1, and Worcester City 1, Gainsborough 0. Half time here, of course, 0-0. We'll be taking a few moments now to, I think we'll be having a cup of tea and a bit of a mince pie or whatever is on offer here. Well, I've brought some with me, so we're definitely having a mince pie. Can't fault that. In the meantime, let's just hear that interview that we didn't bring you just before the game, which was Mark Bauer's post-match from Tuesday night.
I'm joined by Guiseley boss Mark Bauer after Guiseley's 3-2 FA Trophy replay win against Burscough. Mark, perhaps in the end we made a little bit more hard work of that than you would have wanted to?
Yeah, I didn't think we were great at all tonight. I thought certainly at half-time 3-1 flattered us, and we certainly said that in the dressing room at half-time. And yeah, you know, we've sort of seen it out pretty comfortable then second half, a couple of good chances, but then, you know, when they get that goal, stick it in the top corner from 25 yards, it puts you under pressure, and they're always going to throw bodies forward, and yeah, put you under pressure. We could have just been better in possession when we had the opportunity to put our foot on the ball and catch them on the break. Just didn't show enough composure. But yeah, ultimately we're through, and against to be fair to them, a really good side. I think, you know, that the results at their level have shown that they are a very useful outfit, and I think we saw over the 2 games that they can certainly play football. So got some good players in there, but it's all about getting through in cup competitions, and we've done it. So we'll look forward to the next round, you know, in the new year.
For the neutrals, as you say, it's been an excellent trophy tie over the 2 legs.
Yeah, I mean, the first game, having watched it back, it's a scandal really that we're back here playing a second game with goals disallowed, penalty decisions, players staying on the pitch when they shouldn't have been. You know, so it's been a real cliched banana skin for us, because, you know, we went there poor pitched, horrendous day weather-wise, wind and rain, decisions going against us, goals disallowed. So it really was a potential for one to come unstuck in and for us to go out. But, you know, the lads stuck at it without playing particularly well. We've stuck in there, and, you know, bits of quality have shone through, and we've got enough goals to get through. So yeah, that's ultimately, you know, we've said it before, teams will go out to teams from lower levels in this round, and thankfully we're not one of those.
What positives can you take from tonight's game beyond the fact that we are through and the prize money that the club gets?
We're through, no injuries. You know, we've managed to get the likes of Dicko, Nicky Boschel, Danny Hall, getting them, you know, 90 minutes or nearly 90 minutes tonight. Players that have not been playing as much recently, so it was good from that point of view. Managed to rest a few of the lads that have been playing more recently as well. So can't take much from the performance, to be honest, because I don't think we were great. I think we had opportunities to be much better than what we were, especially in possession of the ball. But yeah, we're not going to be play brilliant every week, and when you don't play brilliant, it's important to do the things that get you through. And just about, I think we did enough Saturday, to be fair. Tonight we've done enough to win the game and get through.
Importantly tonight that we did it in 90 minutes and didn't need extra time.
Yeah, definitely. You know, you don't want, you know, lads will be in Thursday night. We'll have a session on Thursday to get ready for the Aldershot game, and travel down there Friday late afternoon, and get down there, settled in, and look to get ready for a massive game for us, because they're a team that are in and around us in the league, and they'll be looking at it as a not been on a great run themselves, so they'll see guys that are coming in, and the expectation will be for them to beat us. So we've got to make sure we go there, you know, ready and in good shape to put on a performance that can get a result down there. Because, you know, looking at the fixtures over Christmas, you always have that potential for games to be called off. You know, it's good to get the points on the board, and we'll be looking to do that on Saturday.
Obviously, when they came up here earlier in the season, they turned us over 4-0 here. How much of the squad and yourself looking to seek some form of revenge?
It's one of those that'll be fresh in the mind, because only a few months ago, and felt a little bit hard done by on the day. I thought, you know, a couple of key decisions, you know, at moments when we were on top went against us, and, you know, perhaps 4-0 flattered them as well. And, you know, we were the architects of our own downfall, and I think we've learnt some lessons since then, and certainly I think the squad's stronger and has improved since then. So we'll go down there and hopefully give a good account of ourselves, and if we play the way we've been playing, you know, for a majority of the time over the past sort of 6 weeks, and I think we've every chance of getting a result.
In terms of the squad for Saturday's game, any injuries or players that you're hoping will come back for Saturday's game?
Everyone seems to come through tonight all right. You know, no obvious knocks that have come to Martin straight after the game. The subs are doing their little bit of extra work now as well, so they'll all look fine. Possibly James Hurst to come back in, but we'll assess him on Thursday and see if he's ready. You know, got to be careful with any kind of muscle strain that you don't rush anyone back. So maybe a touch too soon for him. So we're looking to select from the same 16, I would have thought.
And of course, Rob Atkinson won't be available for selection. However, how is his injury situation at the moment?
Yeah, he's coming on okay. It's quite a big tear. that he had in the hamstring, so making sure that we don't do anything too soon that will just lead to him breaking down again. So he's progressing well, and hopefully as we get into the Christmas period he might just start to step it up, and it won't be too long before we get him back.
Have you got a date in mind for when you're hoping to have him back for?
No, we did. We just looking after him, and obviously we've got to be careful with it being quite a deep hamstring tear. You've got to make sure it's properly right. We had it scanned, and there were quite extensive damage in there, so we need to make sure that he is right, because we can't afford to have people breaking down. And obviously it was a big play for us in the season so far, and one that we'd love to have back, challenging to get back in the team.
Support for the Ted.
Yeah, frustrated not to get through, especially when you're winning well into the second half, then we get in front again after they've equalised. It is a big frustration. So we're self-inflicted really. I thought we were in complete control start of the second half, first 25 minutes, probably half an hour up until they get the goal. But we just a bit of a soft decision for the penalty, to be fair. Got back in front, but then a set piece should never have got as far as it did in the first place, and when it comes in our box we've got to defend it much better, and just said to the players we can dominate for 80 minutes, but if we give goals away like the two we gave away, certainly the corner, then we're not going to win games no matter who we're playing against.
We seem to again, not just struggle in front of goal on a couple of occasions, but in the first half we did have one in the back of the net. Tom Craddock scored a second, ruled out for offside. Look contentious to us.
More than, yeah. A couple of the lads are saying that a few of the offside decisions in the first half were more than, for want of a better word, dodgy. And obviously makes a difference when you look at it and you think maybe a couple. Certainly Tom's second goal, you're thinking that looked onside. If that goes in at 2-0, the penalty decision that goes against us is not one that would have probably been given if we were playing away at the likes of Forest Green in the league. But I thought we'd done enough. We were in control of the game. We've invited the pressure on ourselves in the end that's allowed them to get back in the game. So as much as some of the decisions I would like to look at again, we should have had enough to get through from the position that we were in on two occasions.
Frustrated, but they're a good side on an unbeaten run. They've certainly going to be another strong test, aren't they, on Tuesday night?
We say all the time, don't we? That in cup competitions we've been there ourselves. We scrape past draws, and last year replay with Rush Hall. In the past, I've been around when it's been Ashington and Skelmersdale in the FA Cup and Trophy. So we know it's always difficult, and I'm sure around the country there'll be teams from this level beating teams from conference level. That goes without saying. So at least we're in the hat for Monday, and we've got a home game against them on Tuesday to look to get through, and have every confidence that we can, because it was difficult today. The pitch were just about playable, and you've seen every other game in this area I think it's been called off, so the fact that they got a game on is credit to them, and it was difficult to play a flowing game of football, and we sort of adapted reasonably well after the first 10-15 minutes, but just couldn't see it through.
Also, Mark, no Anthony Dudley in the side. Can you update us on that?
Yeah, he's been recalled by Bury from his loan spell. Unfortunately for us, he's been doing well for us, and they look at it. He scored a few goals, and also they've got a few injuries as well, so he's needed back there for the time being. So he's gone back with our best wishes. Up the loan spell's done him good, but maybe one that we can look at again in January to possibly get him back if the situation's changed there.
Right, now I'm joined now by Mark Bauer after the 3-2 promotion final victory with Mark. And could you ever imagine it at half-time that would be the outcome?
In a way, yes. In a way, no. I thought in the first half, we were poor, we were off the pace, making bad decisions, trying to play football on what can't be described as anything more than a cow field. It's the disgrace of a surface, to be honest, for a playoff final. And we just played without any intelligence and played into their hands, and it was 2-0. They could have had a couple more. But the one thing that sort of gives you some belief was the fact that even though we played badly, we created 3 really, really good chances. We could have been, the game could have been 5-3 at half time, to be honest. We just wanted to go a bit more direct, get on those second balls better, which we started doing. great bit of quality for the goal. Bosch's ball and Boyce's touch and finish superb. And once we got to 2-1, I didn't think we were going to draw. I felt we were going to go on and win the game. I thought we were in complete control. They looked like they'd gone. They didn't know what to do. They had absolutely no threat going forward, and it was just a case of keeping on going, keeping on putting it in there, and something would fall for us. And obviously the second one did, and then Nicky Bosch pops up with the third one, and yeah, it was a fantastic feeling to come back from 2 down to be 3-2 up.
Yeah, and that means you've made history. You're the first manager to take Guiseley Football Club into the Vanarama Conference, and you've got the medal around your neck right now. Just how does that feel?
It's a nice feeling. Obviously, I got the job September of last season, and the brief was consolidate last season and get promoted this season. So, that's those 2 boxes ticked, and it's a proud moment for me, for Bosch, and for Martin. For me and Bosch, this is our first job. This is our first full season.
Well, welcome back here. A little bit of memory lane there, just at half time. But it's the now that we're interested in now for the second half, as Guiseley prepare to get underway for the next 45 of what's been a fairly dismal first half. 0-0 at the break, and we will be hoping that Guiseley certainly can do a bit more in this second half in front of goal than we did in the first. But other than that, Sandy, 0-0 here, it's not a bad 45 minutes from our perspective.
Certainly, if you'd have looked at this fixture back at the beginning of the season, and you'd have certainly said this would be a tough away game for the Lions, but they've showed a good account of themselves, created a couple of chances, could have created a few more with a bit more composure, sort of putting balls in the box and finding players in the attacking third. But they're very much in this contest, and it's been sort of lacking in entertainment, but either team could win it at this point.
Well, we're back out onto the pitch, Guiseley and Aldershot. Neither side are making a change at the break. Of course, Aldershot have been forced into one change when Jim Stevenson was injured in the first 45. He's been replaced by Jake Gallagher. The Lions now shooting from left to right as we watch in this second period, as they shoot towards the scoreboard end of this ground, which begins its countdown. And Guiseley have the ball down the left channel, looking to get Adam Smith involved. It bounces over him and out for a throw-in to Aldershot. Certainly like to thank you all for your comments on Twitter. Certainly give you a shout out in the second half. Do keep tweeting in at Guiseley Radio. Aldershot now in possession of the ball up towards the halfway line. In the centre circle, Jake Lawler hoofs it back into the Shots half. That's easy for Phil Smith to claim.
It's more of the same from the first half, isn't it?
Thus far, yes. The ball played up. And again, Jake Lawler's head is equal to it. Danny Boschel this time has to intercept from Osler's ball down the left channel. And it's a Aldershot throw, which McGinty, the captain, will take. He's 2 to aim for. Plays it in and gets the ball back. Hits the midriff of James Hurst, and it's out for another Aldershot throw, as they make up their yards down that left flank. The ball in towards the edge of the 18-yard box. Now it's played in here to Dan Walker. His cross into the 6-yard box requires Danny Lowe to get a clearance that only takes it up towards the edge of the penalty area. It's won back here for a moment by Charlie Walker, but Guiseley keep at it and clear the lines. Smith inside his own half has to use all his skills to take the ball away from Gallagher, and in the end Guiseley concede the throw on the halfway line, which McGinty takes. Again, the yard's being worked down that left flank as Aldershot have the ball. It's central here to Lathrop. His ball out to the left-hand side is kept in play by McGinty. Guiseley now under the cosh a little bit here. Hatton chasing, Gallagher rather. Guiseley clear, but again it's only as far as the left back McGinty, who plays it forward. Headed out by Lawler. Throw in for the home side once again. The home crowd getting a little bit more behind their side in the second period. McGinty on that left flank, gets it down towards Dan Walker, who chases, but he's not going to win that one. He can't keep it in play, and it's out for a goal kick.
Just a little bit of a head of steam, hasn't it, then?
Yeah, it's been a lively start to the second half for Aldershot, especially Dan Walker getting in behind the Guiseley backline, getting a dangerous low cross in there, but no one able to connect. But Guiseley just ride out that little spell of pressure, and will hope to get a foothold in this second half.
Yeah, quick notes out for that half-time. What a great half-time entertainment we had. Two school teams playing as Guiseley and Aldershot. And it was very entertaining, had the crowd involved. Guiseley now on the ball, actually moving forward. Danny Boschel plays it out to the left-hand side. It's picked up by Danny Lowe. Lowe chips it forward towards Hatfield, who stumbles. Gallagher tidies up. He can't keep the ball in play, though, and Guiseley get the throw on this left-hand side. They attack the Aldershot goal. Throw's taken quickly from the wrong place, and he's going to force the retake. Southport 3, Bromley 2 now. Brentford 3, Huddersfield 1. Throw in for the Lions on this left-hand side. Sent back here to Lockwood. Lockwood chips it forward. It's a woeful ball. And out for a goal kick.
Yeah, that's been what's happening all game long. I think all he needs to do is take a touch and just pick out an easy pass, but he's gone for a first time long ball, and it's to absolutely no one.
We can set ourselves up as insomniac therapists, I think, with this commentary of this game. It's very uneventful so far. Adi, what do you make of this first? Start to this half?
Well, I think they've obviously had instructions at half time to get it forward quickly. We know about Dan Walker, what a good player he is. I perversely think that although we play against the wind now, it might suit us because the ball might hold up a little bit better. But I'm just saying that they've also shut us down very well, in fairness to them. And it's one of those I wouldn't care to call this, Colin.
Free kick to Aldershot now, just inside the half. It is difficult, isn't it, to call anything. A single goal obviously will change a complete aspect of this game. It's very finely balanced. Free kick is just a few yards inside the Lions half. Lathrop will take, but there are about 4 players on the edge of the 18-yard box to aim for. The ball swerved in towards the penalty spot. It's a decent delivery. It's defended well by Danny Lowe. Picked up now by Dan Walker, who's got a little bit of space to run in. Takes a shot, takes a deflection. It's going to fall kindly here for Hatton. Hatton gets a shot in towards the goal. The first meaningful save that Stephen Dredge has been forced to make. He palms the ball round the upright, and it's behind for an Aldershot corner. Absolutely.
The shot there from Dan Walker again on his weaker foot, just sort of took a little deflection and fell nicely there for Hatton. Did what he had to do, drilled it in at the near post, but Stephen Drench got down well, as we know he can do, and put it behind for this corner.
Corner comes in into the box. Played away. Only as far as Shea Alexander, who can't get the ball down at first time. And Adam Boyes closes down. He will win the ball but concede the throw. Alexander hobbles over to taking a knock from that challenge, but he does get the ball back and gets the ball into the area again, up towards Carr. Carr can't control. And in the end, Hurst shows some very cool footwork to take it past Charlie Walker, up to the halfway line. Guisey on the bit of a counter-attack here. If Hurst can release the ball, plays it down the right-hand side well here to Hatfield. Hatfield's only got Boyes in the box to aim for. He's held up, goes back here to Toulson. Toulson will distribute this into the box. It's headed away by Hatton and out for a Guisey throw just up from the corner flag.
Yeah, lovely play from James Hurst, just showing real nice composure to bring the ball forward, and disappointing ball in from Toulson, but the right sort of progress there from Guiseley.
52 minutes gone, 0-0. Second half a bit brighter than the first in terms of action. Stephen Drench already forced into a save. Guiseley now on the ball at the other end and attacking with a little bit of purpose, but no sooner do I suggest some promise, then we rather fluff our lines and knock the ball rather tamely out for a goal kick.
Classic bit of commentator's curse there, Colin.
I'm well versed in that, don't you worry. Goal kick to the home side, still 0-0 here. Eastleigh have conceded a goal, so it's now Eastleigh 1, Kidderminster 1, and in that big game in the National North, Fylde 1, Solihull 2. Solihull looking like real promotion contenders in that division, title contenders, and leading the current leaders, Fylde, by 2-1. As Guiseley win the ball back in left back. Brilliant bit of skill there from Danny Lowe to get past the lunging challenge that was in on him.
Very rash challenge, that.
And the Lions now come away with it here with Rothery inside the centre circle. Turns his man and plays it out to the left-hand side. Danny Lowe chips the ball up towards Boys. Boys flicks it on. It's helped away by Osler. And Lockwood wins the header on the halfway line. Guys, he pick up ball here with Gavin Rothery, but he's challenged. And the ball is helped back to the goalkeeper, Smith. But that was one heck of a challenging on Danny Lowe. And great footwork from him, wasn't it, to prevent the
absolutely
injury,
cool as you like to just calmly dodge that. But AD next to me made the point that if the Aldershot player had made connection there, could well have been off.
Well, to be honest, after seeing what happened with Gavin Rothery against Wrexham, anybody can be off, can't we? Cheltenham 1, Altrincham 0. Guiseley are currently 0-0 here against Aldershot. 10 minutes into this second half. McGinty on the ball for the home side. Plays the ball up to the edge of the 18-yard box, helped away. McGinty again. Looks for options, cuts in field. Good movement from the Aldershot captain. Plays the ball down the left channel. Chase on for Carr. Carr takes it. Possession of the ball by the corner flag. Infield now to Hatton. Hatton across the face of goal, headed away by Lockwood. And Guisey eventually, well, they don't clear their lines. And Carr picks the ball up on this left flank again. Carr tries to get past Toulson. Toulson with the challenge and out for an Aldershot throw.
Yeah, another dangerous spell from Aldershot. They're finding space on the flanks and getting the ball into the penalty area.
Picked up now by Dan Walker. Dan Walker gets the ball back from a pass and takes a shot from distance. Drench palms it just over. It had such a wicked strike on it and it swerved in the air. Drench stuck an arm up. He got enough on it to force it over the bar, but for a moment it looked like it was going to creep under. And Guiseley have been tested for the second time in this half, and Stephen Drench has done well to keep that one out from Dan Walker. Corner to come in from this right-hand side. Bodies now in the box for Aldershot to aim for. This time the corner is poor and well cleared by Guiseley. Picked up now by Alexander, who plays it long into the area again. Jake Lawler, firm header away. Picked up again, this time Lathrop gets it to the right flank as Aldershot now come forward with some numbers. Challenging on that right-hand side where Dan Walker was looking to cut in field. Is good enough, and Guiseley can come away with the ball and aim to counter-attack swiftly. They have it on the halfway line though as Aldershot crowd round and aim to hold up Guiseley's progress. And then it's an ambitious crossfield ball out here towards Adam Smith that's intercepted by McGinty, and it'll be a Guiseley throw just inside their own half. Toulson to take the throw on the halfway line. Lofts it up in the air. Guiseley get a foot on it through Adam Smith, but Aldershot come away with it again, looking to counter-attack. Daniel Carr goes down complaining about the challenge, but in the end only concedes the throw on the halfway line. Ryan Toulson plays it down the right-hand side, and there's a chance for Smith to get on the end of it. Tries to take it past the defender. There's a big shout for handball against Osler.
That's well spotted from the linesman. It was a definite handball, and Adam Smith would have been clean through if he hadn't made that foul.
Well, it's a chance now for Guiseley to get a good free kick position here and get some bodies into this box. It's about 5 yards towards the touchline here on the near side between that and the penalty area, on the angle of the penalty area. It means we're getting players 4 or 5 of them, including Adam Lockwood. Jake Lawler's up. Adam Boy's obviously on the penalty spot towards that back post. Gavin Rothery will take this one. There's a one-man sort of wall. Referee just advising him to keep his arms down. 57 minutes gone. 0-0 here. The free kick will be taken by Gavin Rothery. Rothery looks for people to aim at in the box. Whips this one in, into the area, headed behind, but the free kick is given anyway. As Adam Boys went to try to win the challenge, it was headed behind well, but the referee spotted an infringement and it'll be a free kick to Aldershot.
I'll tell you what, that was a fantastic ball in there from Rothery, right in the area of the box that you want to whip that ball in.
Southport 4, Bromley 2. So Bromley who'd got back, were pegged back to 2-2 at half-time after leading 2-1 by the Sandgrounders. Well, it's now 4-2 now to Southport. Brentford 4, Huddersfield 1 as well. As Guiseley now under the cosh as a big shout for a free kick goes up, and Aldershot concede possession rather tamely. In the National North Ferriby are now 3-1 up. And it's flicked on by Adam Boys as Guiseley get it clear. Oliver sends it back to the goalkeeper. It's a rather unconventional clearance from Aldershot, but it works well and they get the ball away despite the goalkeeper not really making a great clearance. Daniel Carr, though, has the ball on the left-hand side. The ball into the area, flicked on and behind, and out for a goal kick.
Yeah, some more dangerous wide play from Aldershot there with Daniel Carr making a nuisance of himself once again on the left flank and put in a good ball, but wasn't able to make a good connection in the centre there.
Well, thanks to Sai Shaw, who's just tweeted us to say he's sat in Corralejo. I think I pronounced that right. See, it's a bit of Spanish there. Listening to us and listening to apparently Manchester United getting beaten. But thanks for the tweet. And to Stuart Farnworth as well. Now Aldershot are on the ball here as they try to bring it into the Guiseley half. Interception comes in from Danny Boschel. Back to Stephen Drench. Up towards Adam Boys. Headed away. Guiseley win possession back with Danny Boschel into the mid-rift of Smith, who takes it down. Is closed down by 3 players. Has to go back to Toulson. Toulson into the feet of Rothery. Rothery lays it out to the right flank. Smith isn't where he anticipated him to be. Aldershot recover possession. Dan Walker, long one forward. A flick over Lockwood. Comes from Charlie Walker. But Jake Lawler, rather, ensures it goes back to Stephen Drench. His clearance finds Adam Smith, but he's under tremendous pressure. And all he can do is poke the ball forward. And there should be enough for Osler to deal with. But his clearance only finds Smith. Smith is closed down. Again, 3 players around Adam Smith. Can't find any pace, but he does find the pass through here to Rothery, who crosses up towards the back post. Finds Hurst on the edge of the area. Hurst goes out towards the left flank, forced away from goal by the defence. And he sends it all the way back here to Danny Lowe. Danny Lowe's pass forward, directed at Will Hatfield, is intercepted. And now Aldershot can come out on the counter-attack. Good ball forward, but then a loose ball from Charlie Walker, as you can probably tell from the groans. The Aldershot fans not happy that they didn't capitalise more. And they're going to make a change now. And in fact, Dan Walker is going to be the second substitute for the home side this afternoon. He's going to be replaced by Tom Richards. So Dan Walker off and Tom Richards on. I thought Dan Walker is one of those players who's always got threat about him. It's kind of quite a, I'm not trying to jinx it, but that's quite a good switch from our perspective.
Well, I think he just about found his shooting boots there. He'd had a couple of efforts from long range which didn't really test anyone, but the first time he stings the gloves of Stephen Drench and he's taken off 2 minutes later. So, yeah, hopefully that works quite well for Guiseley.
Guiseley on the ball. Lockwood plays it down the left-hand side. There's a chase on here, but there's a flag up against Danny Lowe. That'll be a free kick. I have to say, a very happy Christmas. I've been asked to mention this to all of the Guiseley Academy followers and supporters. Hey, thanks for the support for the Guiseley Academy this season in 2015. Some great results recently as well. Free kick has been taken and sent into the Lions half. Picked up here by substitute Gallagher. Gallagher plays it towards the edge of the penalty area, but Lockwood steps over, clears, but it's a poor clearance, only as far as Alexander. Alexander finds Carr, he back heels it towards a red shirt, but Guiseley again managed to deal with that move. And we have half an hour left in this game and still no score. Stephen Drench has been tested on a couple of occasions this half and proven equal to the efforts, but nothing really on the Aldershot goal from Guiseley. And Aldershot have the ball down that right flank with Gallagher, and he's dispossessed well by Danny Lowe. Does a super job from full-back, blasts it against the Aldershot player, earns Guiseley a goal kick. A brilliant piece of defending there from Danny Lowe.
Fantastic defending to initially sort of read the ball and then just play it off the attacker and win the goal kick. Really, really good defending from Danny Lowe.
Oh, good applause from the crowd for the attendance. Quite sure what it was actually. I was rather concentrating on our Twitter feed for a moment, but you're a man of dual tasking there, Sandy. You can tell us.
Absolutely. 1,325 the total attendance, with 42 of those coming down from Yorkshire.
Seems a bit light, that 42 to me.
Yeah, they might have snuck a couple of those into the Aldershot contingent.
Yeah. Throw in for Aldershot now, midway through the Guiseley half. They have the ball on the left-hand side. It's played infield by McGinty. And again, another awkward ball. Difficult to keep on the ground. Guiseley managed to get enough of it away, but nobody can get it down and play the ball on this surface and in this wind. In the end, the free kick's been given rather perplexingly to Aldershot. 25 minutes to go. And the Lions are now having to dig deep because Aldershot, with the wind behind them, have a free kick, which is played in towards the edge of the 18-yard box, headed away by Danny Boschel. Played back in, but over everyone by Shea Alexander. And it'll be a goal kick for the Lions. AD, yeah, go on.
What are your thoughts on the second half so far, AD?
Well, in fairness, there has been a little bit more quality. I was very perplexed by the Dan Walker substitution because I thought he was looking their most dangerous player, except for the 23 Carr. I have to say we've looked to have come to terms with the pitch a little bit better, but with the exception of the Gavin Rothery free kick, we haven't really created anything at all, have we? So at the moment, it's a game that's just so difficult to call, isn't it?
Still scoreless with 24 minutes to go. Aldershot on the ball. Sent down the right channel, headed away, picked up now by Lythrop, who plays it onto the halfway line. End here to Oliver. It's up towards the edge of the 18-yard box. Jake Lawler loses the flight of the ball as it bounces awkwardly in front of him and is forced to hit touch with his clearance. It's going to be a Aldershot throw on the right-hand side, about level with the penalty area. It's going to be whipped in at some point. It finds its way through here to Hatton, who's inside the area. He crosses, claimed by Stephen Drench. And
easy one to deal with.
Sam Hatton had a good position, actually. He did well to get down to the byline. But in the end, the delivery was comfortable, wasn't it, for Stephen Drench?
Absolutely. I think he'd just sort of run out of space and tried to get it in, but easy for Drench.
Now Guiseley with the ball inside the Aldershot half. Hurst, who on the left-hand side, chips the ball out towards Smith on the right-hand side, but it's a poor ball, and it's behind for a goal kick.
You could see Adam Smith, he was screaming for the ball out on this right touchline, and he's been quite effective so far in this half, and he's clearly feeling confident, but Hurst unable to pick him out there.
66 minutes gone. Guiseley and Aldershot still locked 0-0 here at the EBB Stadium, and the Lions defending and getting a free kick at the moment because there's a little nudge on Jake Lawler.
Fairly blatant nudge there.
And still no changes yet on the Lions bench yet, no activity. Tom Craddock, Danny Hall, Nicky Boschel, the 3 outfielders that we have. I feel they'll be introduced at some point. Stephen Drench takes this one, and it's headed away. And now Aldershot with Richards. Loft it forward, looking for Charlie Walker, who wins it, lays it back here to Carr. Carr just loses the flight of the ball himself on the ground as it proves awkward to control, and Guiseley intercept. Good working back from, it was Danny Boschel who made the challenge originally. And then it goes forward, it's flicked on, and Adam Boyes has a chase down this left-hand side. Boyes up against Shea Alexander, plays it down the left flank, and is hoping that Hurst can get onto it. Hurst will win the throw for the Lions. He plays it back here to Lowe, just up from the corner flag. Gavin Rothery on the ball, threads it towards Boyes. Simple tackle. And Aldershot come away with it again, and now this time on the counter-attack. Aldershot come forward with Gallagher. Jake Gallagher into the Lions half, plays it square here for Carr. Carr on the edge of the area, takes a firm shot straight at Stephen Drench, well held. But that was a good move from Aldershot in the counter-attack. Jake Gallagher making up yards, surging into the Lions half, playing a nice ball into Daniel Carr. His drive was well struck, but didn't have the angle on the goalkeeper, and Stephen Drench claimed that comfortably.
Yeah, to be honest, Guiseley looked a bit sluggish there when Gallagher broke away. He just seemed that much quicker than everyone else, and there wasn't really anyone to challenge him. He could have probably taken the ball on a little bit further. Played a nice through ball to Carr, and Carr should have done better with the shot as well.
Guiseley in possession of the ball again, inside their own half. It's taken down here by Gavin Rothery, but the home side recover possession. Now Charlie Walker collects it inside the Lions half. Gives it to Jake Gallagher. Guiseley not clearing the lines. Daniel Carr will take a shot, but he's prevented from getting any further because there's a free kick inside the Guiseley half to the Lions. 20 minutes to go. Still scoreless here on a very mild December day. A few goals. Chester 3, Torquay 1. Chesterfield 0, Bradford City 1 in League 1. And Boston United 3, Stockport County 0 in the National North. Not so many goals in this second half as there were in the first, around the different divisions that we're following.
Still more goals than there are here in most games.
But yeah, probably more chances. And the Lions are on the ball at the moment. Danny Lowe and Danny Boschel exchanging passes. Boschel plays a nice ball in here to Hurst. Hurst, some distance from goal, takes a shot. It's a brilliant shot. It's tipped over onto the crossbar by the goalkeeper, and then finally put out to play for a corner kick to Guiseley. The Lions' best chance there. James Hurst picked the ball up from a great pass from Danny Boschel, drove the ball goal-bound, tipped onto the bar by Phil Smith, and then played away by Sean McGinty for a corner.
Fantastic play from Guiseley there, and that's what they've been looking to do all game, just get the ball on the floor, and James Hurst with a terrific shot.
Corner taken up towards the edge of the 6-yard box. Jake Lawler leaps, but he was coming down when he made connection with the ball. Guiseley still have it though on the left-hand side. Gavin Rothery tries to get the cross back in. He does, into the 6-yard box. Jake Lawler with a header towards the goal. There's all sorts of carnage, and then eventually there's a free kick given to Aldershot because the players that were gathering in that area trying to win possession, it looked for a moment like the ball had bounced to Adam Boyes, who might apply the finish, but in the end the referee had seen a foul, and it's a free kick to Aldershot. But that was very encouraging, wasn't it, from James Hurst from distance? What a strike.
Fantastic strike. It might have changed direction a couple of times in the wind. Phil Smith certainly looked to be struggling with it, but he just managed to get his fingertips on it and push it onto the bar. Very unfortunate from Guiseley.
So close. Free goal kick is taken, or the free kick rather. It finds its way through to Carr. Carr, 25 yards from goal. Can't shrug off the attentions of Danny Boschel. It's back here to McGinty, who sends it down the left channel. It failed to be controlled by Tom Richards, and Guiseley will get the throw in their right back position. Deep inside their own half, about level with the penalty spot, the throw. Sent up towards Adam Boyes, who heads on. Smith and Toulson do enough to get the ball clear. Oliver recovers possession for Aldershot, and it's a nice one too that sees Che Alexander move forward, but Lions stop him in his tracks, and now Will Hatfield on the ball. Inside the centre circle, picks out Danny Boschel. A nice ball from Boschel towards Smith, but just ahead of him. Smith didn't quite anticipate it, but good work here from Will Hatfield to win possession back for the Lions. Now Hurst on that right-hand side tries to cut in his tracks, but Aldershot still can't get the ball clear, and Hurst charges down the eventual clearance at the expense of a throw-in midway through the Aldershot right-hand side. And they're a half. Gallagher gives the ball back to Alexander, the throw taker, and he lofts one forward, which Daniel Carr flicks on, and it goes all the way back to Stephen Drench. It's threatening, isn't there, that under this general mire, there is a football match waiting to break out, isn't there?
It'll certainly be a big improvement in the second half. I think both teams have realised there are points on offer here, and they're both giving it a bit more of a go.
Oh, loose ball here from Smith, but well anticipated by Toulson. Toulson is tackled though, and now the ball's with McGinty, who plays it forward towards Carr. Carr, well, he just needed to nod the ball on.
You could see what he was trying there. He just needed to be a bit more deft with that header.
Nodded it out in the end for a throw-in. Richards was hoping to get on the end of it, but comfortable again for Guiseley. Perhaps should have been pressed more. Gavin Rothery recovers possession. There's going to be another substitute for the home side, and this is a man you don't want to see coming off the bench. Richard Brodie. All goes down that left flank, and Boys is chasing. Smith clears. Before it goes all the way back to Toulson. Toulson plays a poor ball infield. It's picked up now by Charlie Walker. Charlie Walker 20 yards from goal. 2 on him. Plays it out to the left-hand side. Richards, the substitute, crosses. First time. It's a good one. Up towards the back post. There's a collision between Lockwood and Carr. The ball is cleared. There's 2 Guiseley players down in the penalty area, and I think the referee has to stop it. I think between the 2 of them. And there's groans because Aldershot were in possession of the ball. But in the end, there's need for Lockwood, I think, to be attended to by Martin Stringfellow.
Absolutely, you saw them both there, just both going for the same ball, and as you say, it is a bit of a relief for Guiseley because they were slightly under the cosh, but that won't be relieved at all by seeing Richard Brodie come on here.
Hopefully Lockwood's going to be okay. We'll see that substitute now. Anyway, Richard Brodie is the man who's coming on. Luke Oliver steps across to take some water. And it's Charlie Walker who's going to be replaced. And Richard Brodie, former York and Crawley man, he's coming on. A couple of score updates. Chester 4, Torquay 1. Gateshead 1, Woking 4. Southport 5, Bromley 2. We chose the wrong game. The moment, Guiseley are going to make a change as well, and it's Tom Craddock. We've just seen that he's up off the bench and ready to come on. This could be his afternoon, actually, last 15 minutes. Tom Craddock.
Need to get it in the box first.
Well, yeah, that's true. But, Tom Craddock will replace Adam Boyes. It's been a frustrating afternoon, I think, for Adam Boyes. He's chased and chased, but the ball just hasn't really been put into the right kind of territory for him to capitalise on, and so he's going to make way, and Tom Craddock replaces. And Southport 5, Bromley 3 now is the latest score, so the goals keep going on in that one. Staleybridge are 3-1 up against Hensford in the National North, by the way, and Boston 4-0 up against Stockport County. Guiseley will return the ball to Aldershot as boos because they return it all the way back into Aldershot's left-back position. Not quite sure what they expected us to do, to be honest. Here, have a free shot and goal. But that's a curious one. Throw into the home side. Up towards Brodie. Brodie nods on, up against Toulson. And now Aldershot looking to press Guiseley once more. Carr takes advantage of Jake Lawler's inability to take a bobbling ball down. Carr's unable to play a pass on the ground that is meaningful. And in the end, Smith tidies it up, plays it to Lawler. Crossfield pass towards the left-hand side, hits the back of Hurst. Hurst tugs back Che Alexander. And that will be a free kick for Aldershot in right back position.
Yeah, you saw the cross ball field there. And it's in wind like this, you can see the ball holding up. And James Hurst had set off where he thought the ball would go, but it was just behind him. And in the end, he just rattled the Aldershot man in pure frustration.
The free kick is taken, and Lockwood again heads the ball away. But Aldershot are recovering the second phase here. This time McGinty on the left-hand side, cuts in field, plays it up towards Brodie, but it's comfortably dealt with. Headed on by Danny Boschel up towards Tom Craddock. He won't win that one. Danny Boschel gets a touch on it and gives it to Lockwood. Now Tom Craddock takes the ball back from Hurst, and guys, he come forward here with Hatfield, who's well tackled in full flight. And Gallagher steps across and plays it into the right-hand side where Shea Alexander runs on and plays the ball in field, but beyond everyone. And Smith tidies it up, sends it back to Stephen Drench. Drench lofts the ball clear up towards Hurst. It falls down for Gallagher in the end to take over, but guys, he lose out now, and Carr plays it into Gallagher on the right-hand side. Bit of space for Gallagher to get the ball into the box towards Brodie, into the back post, put into the net. And it's a substitute, Tom Richards, who gets the goal. That gives Aldershot the advantage with just 12 minutes to go. 78 minutes gone, and it's now Aldershot 1, Guiseley 0.
Well, that's it. In the first half, Aldershot were unable to get behind the Guiseley defence, but they've done it a couple of times in this second half. And in fairness, it was a bit of a stretch, the right wing ball, but came in, and it was a fairly straightforward opportunity to just put it back across Stephen Drench in the Guiseley goal, and a well-worked goal, easy finish.
So we have to see what we can do if we're not going to come away with this empty-handed. It's been a finely balanced game. And Aldershot absolutely delighted to get that goal. Can Guiseley get back into it in the last 10 minutes or so now? Nuneaton 2, Chorley 2, Stalybridge 4, Henswood 1 in the National North, Eastleigh 3, Kidderminster 1 in the National. 1-0 now to Aldershot. Tim Richards, the goal scorer. And now Guiseley lose possession as Smith fails to control Toulson's clearance down the left-hand side. McGinty looks ahead of him. Throws the ball upfield. Looking to get the ball past Toulson. Toulson nods on. Lockwood clears. Clattering into Richards, the goal scorer at the same time. Oliver heads the ball up in the air. Rather uncertain clearance that McGinty tidies it up. Aldershot control with Brodie chesting it and then sending it down the left-hand side. Jake Lawler steps across Richards, knocks it out for a throw just by the corner flag on the left-hand side, and now the home side, who claim that it was a corner. Richard Brodie seems to be arguing quite vehemently with the referee there. And the referee is going to call Brodie back across. And I know he's frustrated by that. You'd just think he would just calm down, actually, to be fair, because he's going to tuck himself into the book here, Richard Brodie.
No, not Richard Brodie. He's always been a feisty character, and I'm not surprised at all that he's arguing with every single decision.
Corner then to Aldershot. They lead by a goal to 0. 8 minutes left of this game. And Guiseley are under pressure once again. Having conceded just a couple of moments ago. The corner comes in towards the penalty box. They'll be getting on the end of it. It's out here to the left-hand side, and it's picked up now by Richards, who swerves that one in towards the edge of the 6-yard box, and somehow it's knocked behind for a goal kick. Richard Brodie, I think it was, who was on the end of the ball, but a beautiful ball in. But Guiseley survive because Brodie heads wide, and now the second substitute of the afternoon for the Lions as Nicky Boschel prepares to enter the fray, and he will replace Ryan Toulson. So a bit of a change in formation anticipated here. What can we expect from this, AD?
Well, I mean, we'll go back 3 now, won't we? Push one on up front, Nicky Bosch alongside Tom Craddock, and just hope we can fashion something in the last 8. In truth, we probably don't deserve to be behind, but I've said that too many times this season. And I felt that the goal actually was a little bit unintelligent from our point of view. We just didn't really react, did we?
Ball goes forward.
Well, I mean, annoyingly, I think we probably played better this half than we played the first half. But, hey ho, here we are 1-0 down.
Yeah, we hit the woodwork earlier on as well. James Hurst with a fine drive from distance that was tipped into the crossbar. But we are a goal down. Now we have a free kick after Daniel Carr was called offside. And it's going to go long. Stephen Drench punts it up towards the edge of the 18-yard box. Headed up in the air by Oliver. Nicky Boschel, substitute, goes chasing. It's blasted out into touch by Sam Hatton. And Guiseley will pick up the ball on this left flank with a throw. As the Lions need to get the ball into the final third with more intent now. Flicked on by Lockwood up towards Smith. Hoofed clear and up to the halfway line, and now the counter-attacking danger of Daniel Carr is present. He plays it in towards Brodie, intercepted well by Hurst, who's fouled, and a yellow card is going to come out for Daniel Carr for his challenge there. And that's the first yellow card of the afternoon. That's been issued by the referee today, Mark Pottage. But it was a professional foul, wasn't it, at the right end of the pitch.
He's had one or two little sneaky ones like that, and I think that one was so blatant that the referee did feel he just had to give him a yellow card.
Free kick is taken by Drench up towards the edge of the 18-yard box. On towards the head of Nicky Boschel. Nobody can get that one though, and Aldershot battle and get it away. And again, Daniel Carr on the ball. He's fouled by Hurst. On the halfway line, he goes down rather dramatically, and I suspect Hurst will join him in the book now. I don't think there's anything wrong with it. He just seemed to clip the back of him as he went to try and win the ball. But Mark Pottage is going to book James Hurst as well. It's taken a long time here. Not surprisingly, Daniel Carr is absolutely fine. Free kick on the halfway line, though, for Aldershot. And Hurst goes into the book as they wind the clock down, take their time with this one. Guiseley trailing by a goal to 0. And the free kick is taken and sent down the left channel, and there's an offside flag up on that far side, and the referee, I would think, will give the free kick, because I think, did it go out for a goal kick or a throw-in? I think it probably went out for a goal kick, so we'll start from there. It's all using up time, though, and time that we don't have an awful lot of as we look at the clock on the scoreboard away to our right. It says that we've only got 4.5 minutes to go. And Guiseley are trailing by a goal to 0. Harshly on the balance of things. But they have won a throw midway through the Aldershot half. Taken by Hurst, short to Rothery. Rothery, surrounded by 2, gives it back to Hurst. Hurst lays it infield now. Danny Lowe. Lowe's still got 5 or 6 to aim for. He goes to the left flank, gives it to Nicky Boschel, who returns it to him. Danny Lowe then will lob this one into the box. The goalkeeper spills it, but nobody can capitalise, and it's cleared away for a throw-in. Phil Smith came out of off his line, looked like he was going to claim that comfortably, but in the end just dropped the ball. Didn't fall kindly though for Guiseley.
He's looked a bit nervy in this second half, Phil Smith. A couple of times he's put it straight out into touch from set pieces, and you're right there, he should comfortably claim that, but Guiseley unable to get an effort on.
Hurst now in the middle of the park, plays the ball down that left-hand side. It's a good ball towards the right flank and played into the box and just beyond Tom Craddock, who was trying to get on the edge of the 6-yard box from the cross from Smith.
I don't think he was expecting the cross to come in there from Danny Lowe, as he was being quickly closed down there, and when it did come to him, he had very little time to react, and he came close with the header, but he won't have been pleased with putting it just wide.
3 minutes to go. Still trailing by that 1 goal to 0. Goal kick to Aldershot, plus whatever stoppages we've got. perhaps Guiseley can craft the chance to get an equaliser in this game. An important match against one of those teams down the bottom end of the table, like we are. And at the moment, we failed to score in 3 outings against Aldershot. The ball back with Stephen Drench. Drench plays it up field. Smith takes it, bounces off him, awkwardly away. Helped away by Osler into the Lions half. Flicked on by Carr. Will go straight back to Stephen Drench. Guys, he keep 5 bodies forward at the moment. And it's 3 to aim for Stephen Drench, actually in the most advanced positions. But the only man who wins that is captain for Aldershot, McGinty. Hurst now takes the ball away from Brody inside the centre circle, plays it in towards Rothery. Rothery's touch, unable to control the ball in the first instance, and it's cleared only as far as Lowe. Lowe gives it to Lockwood. It's flicked on down the left flank. Craddock goes searching for it. And good work here from Jake Gallagher. Actually, great footwork to spin away from the Guiseley man and come into the Guiseley half. Plays it to the left-hand side, and Richards picks it up on the left flank. He's got just 2 in the box, actually, to aim for if he can get the cross. It takes deflection. He'll earn his side a corner. And Guiseley didn't want to see that. The ball in their half, attacking their goal as a corner kick with just a couple of minutes to go.
It was another quick break from Aldershot. They've done that a couple of times this half. Gallagher especially, he just put the afterburners on, and Richards could potentially have played in Brody a little bit sooner, but he decided to go to the byline and try and cut it back. Won his team a corner.
Looks like a late winner for Grimsby against Dover, 1-0. Grimsby next up for the Lions on Saturday, which of course is Boxing Day. An all-ticket game at Nethermore. Promises to be a really big occasion, possibly the biggest home attendance the Lions have ever played in front of in a league fixture. Guys, he can't clear the lines at the moment, and as it stands, it looks like the game might be up for Guiseley this afternoon. We've got 30 seconds of normal time, and we're entrenched inside our own half. This ball rather poor forward from Lowe, recovered by Aldershot, played down the left-hand side. There's a chase on that Tim Richards just doesn't give up. In the end, it's gone. Tom Richards can't claim it, and it goes out for a throw to Guiseley, but it's still in the right-back position. With 10 seconds to go, plus whatever the referee will add. We'll see what that will be shortly. As it stands, Craddock battling in the centre circle. As you can hear, my watch indicates that that's the 90. There's only going to be 3 minutes. I don't know how he's only come up with 3. Only 3? That's ridiculous. There's got to be more than 3.
I can only assume he nodded off halfway through.
It's ridiculous. The ball's played forward, and it's helped away up to the halfway line. That is absolutely preposterous. How's it only 3 minutes? It goes all the way back to Stephen Drench. And he rolls the ball out from the 18-yard box. Drench lofts it upfield, up towards Smith, in towards Craddock, but the ball bounces awkwardly away from him. Cleared upfield. Stephen Drench heads up as he's the last man standing, and Aldershot pressed down now. His header up in the air is now watched out by Daniel Carr. And the first of those 3 is up. And it's looking like it's going to be a long road back up north this evening, empty-handed.
Yeah, just not getting any sort of penetration into the Aldershot half, and any time an Aldershot defender's near it, they just clear it upfield. I think they're going to just wind down these 3 minutes.
Well, Richard Brody's just heads out, and it's a throw in from right back position. It's picked up now by Brody, who goes down, and he's won the free kick. Oh dear. The referee's given the free kick to Aldershot, and that's really rather weak, that, and that probably will just sum it up, won't it? That should be the end of this one, I'm afraid. Just a minute to go.
Barring a last-minute break.
Yeah, it's just, that was not a free kick, and unfortunately...
Well, you could see Richard Brody celebrated that almost as much as a goal.
Yeah, he knew what it was an earned free kick. Referee shouldn't have given it. Minute to go. Forest Green have got a late winner against Boreham Wood, 1-0 there. It's possibly good news. Free kick now for Aldershot. They might take this one. They're up against three-man wall. It's whipped in from distance. Stephen Drench watches it, but it hits the crossbar. Comes back to Carr. Saved by Drench. Guiseley get it away. Stephen Drench seemed to lose the flight of the ball. It was curling away, then hit the woodwork, and then the clearance from Lockwood. Oh, he hits it against the referee, and now is a chance now for Aldershot to come forward. And it's played through. Drench comes out of his area, lofts it clear, and this should be the last few moments or seconds of this game. As Aldershot hit touch, they might have had a second. They've hit the woodwork now as well as Guiseley. They've got the goal though.
In there, and Drench lost flight of the ball.
Throw is taken quickly by Hurst. We have to get the ball into the box now. Hurst lays it up into the area, up towards Nicky Boschel. It's too far away from him. Referee blows the whistle. The home crowd celebrate, but in truth they don't probably deserve the victory on the balance of play. I think we've done enough to earn a point today, but it was a single goal from Tom Richards, a substitute, on 78 minutes that separates the two sides in the end. Guiseley hit the woodwork again with James Hurst just before that, but in the end we failed to put the ball in the net for the third time running against Aldershot, and it's the third straight defeat against this side. Finished here, Aldershot 1, Guiseley 0.
Adi, if we could just get your thoughts on the game.
Well, I mean, clearly disappointed because I thought we did enough to deserve a point. I thought their goal was a very smart finish. I thought after they scored, their nervousness showed, but we didn't put any real pressure on. I thought we were a little bit unintelligent in the last 10 minutes, if I'm honest. And if I'm honest, never really imagined we were going to equalise. I think the interesting thing, had her shot gone in, I suspect we would have won the game 1-0 in just the same way as they have. Just one of those games.
So full time here, and it's another away day defeat, I'm afraid, to report on. But let's just go down all those goals that we've been, or those games rather, that we've been following today. In the Championship, Brentford 4, Huddersfield 1, League 1, Chesterfield 0, Bradford 1, York 2, Morecambe 1, a valuable victory for York City. Aldershot 1, Guiseley 0, it finished here. Cheltenham 1, Altrincham 0, Chester 4, Torquay 1, Eastleigh 3, Kidderminster 1, Forest Green 1, Boreham Wood 0, Gateshead 1, Woking 5. So Neil Aspin's reign not starting off awfully well there at the International Stadium, where we go next Monday. Grimsby 1, Dover 0. Halifax, who were ending up this game with 10 men against Tranmere, are 1-1 at home to Tranmere. Lincoln City 2, Barrow 2. Southport 5, Bromley 3, Welling 0, Macclesfield 1. In the north, the games we've been following, Alfreton 0, Bradford Park Avenue 1. Valuable win again for Avenue. Boston 4, Stockport 0. The big game at the top, Fylde 1, Solihull Moors 2, still going there. Harrogate have got a great a last-minute goal, a late goal against Brackley. They've won 1-0 there. North Ferriby 3, Tamworth 1, Nuneaton 2, Chorley 2, Stalybridge Celtic 4, Hensford 2, Telford 1, Lowestoft 0, FC United 1, Gloucester City 2, Worcester City 2, Gainsborough Trinity 0. So let's see what that does to our place in the league table tonight, as we just get the standings up. Guiseley are overtaken by Aldershot, who move up to 16th. The Lions now down to 17th. Southport, Lions have 30 points from 26. Below us, we've got Southport 27 on 24. Altrincham 26 from 24. So they played 2 games less than us. Welling 24 from 24, also played 2 games less than us. Boreham Wood 22 from 25. Halifax 18 from 24, third from bottom now as it stands. Torquay 17 from 24, Kidderminster 14 from 24. So there's still an 8-point gap between us and Boreham Wood, who occupy that final relegation place. They have a game in hand, but lost today against Forest Green. As it stands at the top, Cheltenham 53 from 25, Forest Green 49 from 24, Eastleigh in third now, 46 from 24, Grimsby, who we play on Saturday, 45 from 24, are in fourth. Dover, the last playoff space, they are 43 from 26, Macclesfield and Lincoln 6th and 7th respectively with 41 points. Well, hope you enjoyed it. It wasn't the greatest of games and the result didn't go our way, but you never know. Who knows what Santa Claus might bring. Perhaps it could be 3 points on Boxing Day against Grimsby. We live in hope. but we'll be there for that game. So I hope you enjoyed it this afternoon, and you'll join us again on Saturday. Thanks for listening.